Down here, Brownie.
Yes.
Here, Brownie.
So we've developed a reputation.
How do you respond to that? I mean, what am I supposed to do in a men's room at Jordan-Hare Stadium?
That just made my day.
At that point, I don't think you can say, I'm not peeking.
Exactly. Yeah. There's nothing you can say.
I would say you.
What did you say back to Alex Golish?
I would have just screamed, too late.
Or just hung him a bird finger.
That would have been a good response.
I just finished my business, zipped my pants, because I still to this day don't know who said it, because, like, it was several people down, and I'm not going to look, who's talking, or lean back. I'm not going to do that.
Peek over and see who said it?
I'm not going to peek over. I mean, my eyes were square on the wall after he said it. I didn't want anything.
From that to Good Nut. Tom Brady expanding his post-NFL business empire with a new coconut water brand called Good Nut. And we're not making this up. The tagline is, that's a good mouthful. Seven-time Super Bowl champion launched a drink in partnership with Go Puff. Beverage available exclusively through the instant delivery platform. Good Nut, described as a premium organic coconut water made with Vietnamese coconuts, comes in a 11.8-ounce can, launching in 3 varieties, original chocolate and sparkling. Drink costs $3.29 a can, while Go Puff fam members can grab it for a discounted price of $2.96. Now, according to Fox Business, Go Puff say coconut water sales on its platform have surged 115% year by year, while the wider coconut market is expected to reach $11 billion by 2030.
Part of his TB12 nutrition plan, too.
So this is supposed to do what for me? Good Nut.
It's just a great way. It hydrates you.
With flavor?
Coconut water's good. Like, I don't drink it on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike the taste, but I'm just saying it's just water with flavor, basically. It's flavored water. There's nothing... The coconut doesn't do something for my body that just normal water doesn't?
Yeah, there's nutrients in there. Yeah.
In coconut?
Yeah. Natural coconut water has nutrients in it.
Okay.
It gives you Tom Brady's skin.
Can I win 6 rings?
I'll just ask. Coconut water.
Yeah, ask the robot what coconut water does for me.
More hydrating than regular water.
More hydrating, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Really interesting.
Essential electrolytes has potassium and magnesium in it. A lot of people suffer as they get older, Brownie, with potassium issues.
That's right.
And magnesium helps you with sleep, and calcium for your bones. All that in coconut water.
Yeah. Y'all gonna try Good Nut? Looks like something you'd have out by the pool, Lance.
Maybe.
Looks like you could have some Good Nut out by the pool
I'll
or
swallow
on the
a
beach.
mouthful.
Yeah, will you? It's more than a mouthful, they say.
A man adjusting a holstered gun in his waistband. I've heard this before. Accidentally shot himself inside of the Venice Walmart on Thursday morning. Deputies responded to the retail store on Thursday morning after receiving reports of gunfire. Surveillance video captured a man entering the building with a holstered gun tucked into the waistband of his shorts.
You know what he doesn't have now? A Good Nut.
While the shopper was adjusting the weapon, deputies said the firearm discharge struck him in the groin area. Investigators confirmed the shooting was accidental and stated there was no threat to the public. Officials have not yet confirmed the medical condition of the wounded shopper or if he was taken to an area hospital. It is also unclear if the man will face legal charges regarding the discharge of the weapon inside of the building. Seems like forever ago Plaxico Burress shot himself.
That's right. Was that in a strip club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it was a club. I don't know if it was a strip club or not.
Yeah.
But he was walking up the stairs, slipped, had it in the waistband, and it discharged.
Yeah.
Those pants are looking a little moose knuckle.
Shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Live show now on a Thursday after a crazy Wednesday. We got a ton of college football to get to today. Alabama starts their journey out to Omaha with Troy and the other 6 teams at the World Series. They're all there. They're all practicing at the new stadium there in Omaha, getting ready for the College World Series. In the first segment, Kyle Peterson will join us to talk baseball and to talk Alabama and Troy and the other contenders from the SEC out there. He'll be with us in 5 minutes. But off the bat, just a few thoughts from LT and Brownie on what they saw last night with the Knicks comeback against the San Antonio Spurs. I will tell you that Game 3 was the most watched NBA Finals game since 1998, Michael Jordan's Bulls, with 23.8 million. I don't know if last night's number will get to that because usually with a 29-point lead, people start turning the TVs off.
Yeah, I got a text from our man Greg, Pell City. And he said he woke up and couldn't believe the score.
Same.
Yeah, I stayed with it the whole time. I just seeing what could possibly happen. I really never thought. To me, like the slide is 15 points once you get into the fourth quarter. If you can keep it around 15, you're fine. When you get double digits, you can erase double digits within 90 seconds in the NBA. Pathetic coaching from Mitch Johnson. Complete meltdown last night. One of your few veterans you've gotten, De'Aaron Fox, to try to lay the ball up with 9 seconds when you've got a 1-point lead and you can pull it back out, run some clock, and then take it to the free throw line. I've never seen a meltdown like that. The only thing I can even possibly put in the same realm is when Forster's Falcons blew a 28-3 lead in a Super Bowl.
You're going to do that to Scott early in the show, are you?
That is the
Too soon.
I think this is more preposterous. I really do.
More preposterous?
Yeah, I really do. Because all you had to do was really, you talked about at that point you could really take a
knees.
knee.
I mean, they did the math. Like the Falcons could have taken knees, and the Patriots could never have had enough time.
All I was doing in my head was once we got to the fourth quarter, what do the Spurs need to win this game? I came up with 104 points. That was not the number, but they never ran the clock down. And why do you play Wemby for right under 24 minutes? He had like 15 seconds of a breather in the second half, and you're up 29 points. Let the guy catch his breath. You saw it on the free throws with a minute and a half left. He missed both of those free throws. Just an absolute meltdown. This series is over now. It would have gone the other way. I give Karl Anthony Towns a ton of respect on the inbound tipping that, because the Spurs had a lob for the win, which would have been incredible. All these bandwagon fans that spent all this money, just the complete air out of the balloon would have been awesome. But that was an incredible game to watch.
I just watched a supercut of all De'Aaron Fox's bad fourth quarter plays, and I think the video is a minute and a half, minute 45, so that should tell you something right there. The most egregious one is what Lance was talking about. You've got to run out with 13 and a half to go rather than back it out, dribble time off, get fouled, shoot free throws.
Veterans got to know that. Situational basketball.
You try a contested layup that is a contested layup. I mean, that is, in that situation, the NBA is probably going to let a lot of contact go.
Well, the OJ Anunoby, the tip-in was great, but better was the block on De'Aaron Fox. Yeah. I mean, that whole sequence was maybe the best sequence we've ever seen in the NBA Finals, just from one player from both sides of the court. I mean, pretty incredible.
Better than the LeBron James block that year at Golden State?
Yeah, Yeah,
but the circumstance, now that did flip a lot in that game, but I mean, we're talking about under 10 seconds and to not only block the shot, but come down and get the follow-up there. I mean, Anunoby that was incredible stuff. And again, the Spurs didn't block out. The Spurs just pathetic basketball. My hatred for the Spurs, I don't mind seeing this meltdown, but at the same time, just watching the Knicks crowd. Can you imagine how they celebrated? And you guys weren't up for that, or maybe Dunaway, you were.
Yeah, I was up watching.
Yeah, but when Anunoby made that shot and they took it to timeout, and that place was just going nuts. And all I could think about is, man, if the Spurs hit a shot here,
tear the heart out.
This is.
Yeah.
And then another observation. I don't understand when you're one of the most popular figures in the world why you are so attention-starved like Taylor Swift. Pretty amazing.
Kyle Peterson will join us in a second. We'll get back to it. You seem to be upset with the bandwagon fans of a city jumping on it.
No. I mean, look, it's one thing like, maybe Jerry Seinfeld.
She lives in New York, so a lot of times.
Dunaway. She's never even seen a basketball game, probably.
Yeah. No, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I mean, I just thought it was a little silly that she's jumping around like a freaking 12-year-old.
Yeah. Okay. We had people jumping around for soccer the other night. Brown comes back. He's a huge fan of soccer now.
Well, I'm not a huge soccer fan, but I did enjoy the game.
But, I mean, you will. I mean,
you can enjoy when things good are happening in the city.
I know
right?
I know it's your girl. And I don't want to shit on her today.
Before you even got to Taylor Swift, never mind.
Yeah.
We'll get to
I'm
Kyle
sorry
Peterson.
to bring her up, man.
No, it's okay. Kyle Peterson will join us here in a second. The show being brought to you in part by our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, UCA. The great folks there for over 70 years of compassionate care. 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. They'll handle everything from prostate health to kidney stones and everything in between. Our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, they've been doing this a long time. They got 10 convenient locations. They handle everything for men and women right there. It's urologycentersalabama.com, 205-930-0920 to make the appointment.
All right, Kyle Peterson, one of the voices of college baseball on ESPN and the SEC Network, and you'll see him right there in Omaha as Alabama and Troy and a bunch of SEC teams are out there trying to bring home the trophy. He joins us now on the Alexander Shinard Trial Attorneys Hotline. Welcome in, Kyle. Hope things are well in Omaha today.
Good morning. Things are great here, yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate the time. Let's start with just your love for this event. I mean, you're a Nebraska guy by birth, and I know this event means a whole lot to you.
Yeah, it does. This is up going to it, and in years past, our state championship for high school was played at Rosenblatt when Rosenblatt was still a thing. And then, 3 weeks later, you see the best players in the country playing on that same field. So it's a little bit different for kids that grow up around here that go to it every year. And now, it continues to grow every year. And it's, I think, with the new ballpark and then just the way the sport has grown in general, it's turned into a pretty awesome event. And it's cool every year for, it always overlaps Father's Day at some point. So inevitably you meet, numerous people every year that it's a father and a son that have always wanted to come see the series. They're doing it this year, and that was present. It's just I don't know, man. We spend so much time talking about all the things that are wrong in college sports, and this is what's right. And I'm fortunate that I got a 20-minute commute to go to it every day. But it's my favorite 2 weeks of the year, and I think it is for a lot of people.
There was a time when, we believed that winning the NCAA basketball tournament was the most difficult thing to do in sports. I am 100% convinced it is now winning a College World Series in Omaha. I mean, when you look at stories like Troy and West Virginia and teams in the past like Coastal Carolina that are able to win championships, I mean, is it just baseball and this is the way it happens? I mean, why is there so much parity right now in college baseball?
I think some is what you just said. I think some of it is that, the game is built to show you the best teams are over the course of a long period of time, just because of the number of randoms that can happen in a small sample set. But because of that, then I think it can create some really good drama in shorter sample sets, which is obviously what we have in the postseason. So I think that's some of it. I think the other is, we talked about everybody, when scholarships went to 34 and the NIL piece starts going through the roof. For me, what didn't get talked about enough was roster limits, and pushing the roster limit down to 35 or whatever it is, 34, I don't know what's one of those numbers, is a real number, because, teams can't stockpile talent the way that they used to and have these kids that sit there for 2 years. I mean, now, hell, if they sit there for a year, they're usually going to go in the portal anyway. But I think the roster limit piece absolutely creates more parity across the country, and that's a good thing for our sport. I mean, the big boys are still going to spend, and they're still going to have an advantage over everybody else, especially when we get in the portal game. But I think we're seeing, as not just this year. I was talking to somebody about this earlier. Like, the last 3 years, there's been 23 different teams that have been to Omaha. North Carolina is the only team that has been here twice in the last 3 years. And I think that's pretty telling about the sport.
Alabama's one of those teams back, first time since 1999. I'm looking at the stats. Of the 8 teams in Omaha, they're last in batting average, last in OPS. Does Alabama have a chance to win a game, make a noise, make a run after seeing them work their way out to Omaha?
Hell yes. Won 18 games in the SEC, man. Like you do that, you're just fine. I think it's interesting, I mean, the 3 years that Rob's been there, they've been better every year within the league. Obviously this year they're a top 8 national seed for the first time since he's been there. And excuse me, I'm battling a cold here. He is a hell of a baseball coach, man. And what he's building there is real. I mean, you saw the fan base that turned out postseason. I think they broke the attendance record, which I know Troy did and West Virginia did and Auburn did. I mean, it was cool to see that around the country. But I'm super impressed by Rob as a human. The way that he's built his staff, keeping JJ there, which I think was brilliant. And no, they're not going to have the flashiest stats. They got a flashy shortstop, man. He can do some things that not too many other humans on this planet can. They really pitch it. They got a Nebraska kid, which is cool. They can really pitch it. And I know that this state always remembers when the kids from here get a chance to come back and play in it. I'm impressed by the way that he runs the program because I think it is indicative of the way that when you don't just do something for the first time in 20 however many years. You do something that you look at and say that's how you build a program. And I think Rob's doing that and has done that.
Kyle Peterson is with us at KP_Omaha. That's where you follow him on social media. You'll see him on the College World Series from Omaha. A lot of people, when I guess Cinderella like Troy makes it, just assume they show up to get the experience, get the paycheck, and head home after 2 games. That doesn't seem to be this Troy team, though, Kyle. I mean, this team, I think a lot of people feel like has a good shot against West Virginia and Mike could advance and make a little noise in that part of the bracket.
Well, I'll tell you this. If you go to Florida and you beat them twice in their house, because I thought Florida had a real chance to win the whole thing. I think from a talent standpoint, they matched up with anybody. You go do that, you belong. And then obviously it was, they were pretty, I would say, consistent in the Super, and that environment was so cool. And I'm really happy for Skyler. I'll see him here in a little bit, but they, got to know him as an assistant coach, and they thought they should have been in last year, didn't get in this year, one of the last ones in, and the way the tournament gets crazy sometimes, they get a chance to host a Super. And now you do something the university's never done before. So yeah, I don't, I think you always look at first-timers as table C. Well, when you got first-timer playing first-timer, it's the first time in 40 years we've had that in the opening round, whereas 2 teams that have never been here before. But yeah, it wouldn't shock me if they come in here and win a couple. It would shock me if they win the whole thing. But it wouldn't shock me if they come in here and win a couple. And ultimately, I just think it's super cool for the university and the fan base that gets to see something that they've never seen before.
Is there a team in this field of 8 that, pitching be damned, can go out and win every game 10-9 and slug their way to a championship?
Well, I don't know if the ballpark allows you to do it. We'll see. It's actually not going to be very warm, which is rare for us. I mean, I think the highest high in the next week is like 81 or 82 degrees. That's 70 right now. So we'll see if that changes the way the ballpark plays. They actually may make the ballpark play a little bit smaller, which is rare. In fact, the way the wind's blowing now, it'd actually be blowing out. That doesn't happen very often. The one team that wants that is Georgia. Georgia is offensive in every great manner of the word. It is the most complete offense that is left in the tournament. It was probably the most complete offense that was in the entire country. Nobody's hit more home runs. Daniel Jackson should win the Golden Spikes. I think he will. So if there's one team that would prefer a slugfest, it's probably Georgia. And Ole Miss fits in that category. There's a lot more swing and miss in Ole Miss's offense, but there's plenty of thump. But there's no offense as good as Georgia's.
Do you feel that first game for Georgia with Texas? That's a huge game to get into the winner's bracket out of that matchup. That seems to be the marquee first round matchup for me. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, that one's not going to be boring. I'll tell you that. And they'll face Dylan Valanis, who is as good arm as there is in the country. He's just a sophomore. He's got a combined ERA 2 years in 2 years in the SEC and 2 years in Division I baseball below 2. It's pretty crazy. Last year was their closer, but they would extend him this year. Has been their ace, and that is the one thing is those two teams have not played this year, which is rare. They didn't play in the regular season, which happens because you miss 5 teams, but then they didn't play in Hoover either. So they haven't seen Valanis this year, and Valanis is a big leaguer, quickly a big leaguer when he gets drafted. So that's the determining factor is can they knock him out? Can they figure out a way to get in that Texas bullpen, which is really good. I think Texas and North Carolina pitch it as well as anybody here. And Valanis, I would take over any starter that's here, and that's who they get day one.
He is Kyle Peterson. You will see him throughout the College World Series there from Omaha with all the teams in our area and the SEC, and there's some others there too. Kyle, thank you for the time. I know you're under the weather and it's a busy week, but we appreciate you carving us in there.
All good, guys. Enjoy the show.
All right, buddy. Take care. Kyle with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
And the show today being brought to you by the great folks at Crane U. Tell us about Crane U, LT.
Yes, if you are thinking about getting into that industry, if you're right at a crossroads right now and you really don't know what your career holds, how about just making the call to our friends at Crane U and inquiring? If you're curious about the career in the crane industry, the first big step is getting certified, becoming fully compliant. Our friends at Crane U, they are here to guide you every single step of the way, from first-time operators to the seasoned professionals seeking recertification. Their industry-leading training programs built for all experience levels. Backed by a team with over 100 years of combined real-world expertise, Crane U delivers the knowledge, hands-on skills, and confidence you need to succeed in the field. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. One call you make and you're good. Whether you talk to Nicole or Francis, tell them the next round sent you. For more information, craneu.com. That is craneu.com.
When Alabama arrived yesterday, Rob Vaughn, the head coach, had an opportunity to do a media availability. And he talks here about Tony Vitello, the great Tennessee coach now with the San Francisco Giants, actually reaching out to him and giving him some advice. Here's head coach Rob Vaughn.
I got a voice text yesterday from Tony Vitello, who I know in our circles here is not a beloved figure, but is a friend of mine I've known for years. And he sent me a voice text before their game out in San Francisco yesterday, just giving me some advice on his first time there and what he felt and how he addressed it and how to keep the focus on the main thing. Because there's a lot of things on the outside. There's a lot of media responsibilities. There's a lot of fans. There's a lot of things pulling at these kids' attention of not forgetting that we have a job to do and how to stay focused and not waste energy on other things. So really grateful that he took time to send me that. So I think that's been our message is enjoy this, relish this, be present in this. But we're going to head to practice at Nebraska Omaha a little bit later this afternoon, and we need to have a really good practice today. This is, you're 5 wins away from being the first team in school history to ever do something. So, let's go be present. Let's go attack Saturday's game when we get there.
Yeah, Alabama a couple of times in the championship game. Obviously, if they win one, it would be the first. Vitalo's team yesterday, the Giants, his ball club, the second best comeback of the day yesterday, other than the Knicks comeback. I think they were down 9-1 to the Nationals, and they came back and won that game. I get the feeling, I'm looking here at CBS Sports. I haven't looked at the betting odds, LT, but they're projecting Oklahoma a winner. Is Alabama uphill battle to even win a game, it looks like? No.
I saw originally Alabama was favored in this game, minus like 110. I'll give you an updated number on it right now. I think there's only 2 teams behind Alabama with longer odds.
Yeah, it's Oklahoma and Troy. Based on what I saw yesterday, I think those
to
were
win the championship.
To win it all. Yeah. I think those were DraftKings odds, if I'm not mistaken, that I saw.
Might have been. The number, Alabama minus 120, a total of 10.5 tomorrow against Oklahoma.
Okay, so Alabama's the slight favorite in that one. That's Saturday game. Troy plays tomorrow against West Virginia. I would imagine Troy against West Virginia's pitching heavy dogs.
Yeah, I still think you're getting a lot of value off Troy, and not jumping on the Troy bandwagon, but you're catching West Virginia's minus 230, so you're getting back 210, 200, 2-1 on Troy. Take a flyer.
A team that's hot, they're averaging 11.5 runs a game. Troy is.
Yeah. And this total's 10.5, and West Virginia's scoring a lot of runs, too.
And I think, did Kyle Peterson just tell us that the ball might fly out a little better than it normally does? So that could impact it. I want to go back to the Vitello thing because I always like it. I think it's cool when people pull the curtain back on stuff like that because the vast majority of our audience that are not Tennessee fans, well, the vast majority that are not Tennessee fans, their opinion of Tony Vitello is probably what? Hothead?
He's a hothead, but really
Cocky,
he's cocky,
arrogant,
obnoxious, loud.
Self-absorbed.
I mean, he was
all those things.
He's the villain.
Yeah, he was the Darth Vader of college baseball.
And to say it's not going well for him in San Francisco is probably an understatement, wouldn't you say? Yeah. So when you consider all those things, the fact that it appears just out of the blue, he's like, hey, Rob Vaughn's at the College World Series for the first time. I'm gonna give him some encouragement. I mean, that's pretty cool to me to hear that about a guy that normally you would not think would stop and do something like that.
I mean, there's only one team with a worse record right now in the National League, and that's the Rockets.
If he had the best record in the NL, you're like, oh yeah, he's living his life. Of course he's going to do this for Rob Vaughn.
Has all the time in the world.
He's got all the time in the world. They got the best record in the NL, but this guy is probably already on a hot seat in San Francisco. There's probably Giants fans that are like, this college coach is so out over his skis, he doesn't know what's going on, and still he's doing stuff like that. I think it's pretty cool.
It's that time of year where a lot of things blend together, the basketball, the baseball going on, and also the track and field folks are gathered out in Oregon, I assume. I just always assume it's out at that beautiful Oregon Stadium. Wherever it was last night, Auburn sprinter Jacoby Tharp in the 110 hurdles set a world record as he wins, running it in the 12.75. Here's Jacoby Tharp. Not just an NCAA, it's obviously an NCAA record, but it's also a world record there in the preliminary race, 12.75. Jacoby Tharp setting a world record last night at the track and field event.
Brown, I never would have known this unless I was watching the next round or watching the ticker. Because it was,
you saw it on the ticker?
Yeah, it was one of the things that popped up on the ticker. It just randomly brought, and Auburn just caught my attention. Anytime you see world record and then you see Auburn involved in that, but yeah, it was on the ticker. Only way I knew about
this.
That
is pretty funny that made the ticker, but a world record, I would imagine in NCAA events like this, a world record's world record's rare anywhere. But I would think that world records are normally set like at Olympic qualifiers or at the Olympics.
Well, and this is a legitimate world record. The Guinness Book of World Records, we do
But this
the
is
dude that was able to order Chinese food.
Yeah, those are silly. But I mean, this is a legitimate, electronically timed at a massive event that is a controlled situation. This is not like he did it on campus and somebody's like, no, we timed it at 12.75.
Yeah. And he actually said afterwards in his interview that he's like, it wasn't his smoothest race, that there was one hurdle. He thinks he can shave off more time if he runs a clean race, that there was one hurdle he didn't think he was perfect on.
Did you say it was the 120 hurdles?
110, I think.
110?
Yeah.
Do you think, what do you think your time is in the 110 without a hurdle?
Yeah, like he would definitely blow my doors off like he did the whole field if I was running beside it with no hurdles.
Yeah, I'm just running straight track and he's jumping hurdles. He beats me by no telling how many seconds.
Is a bear chasing you?
I don't know. I'm chasing this guy, though. I know that.
I would tell you that the smoothness, it's like the hurdle's not even there for these guys. As I'm watching him run last night, I mean, it's paced out perfectly. Yeah. But 12.75, good for him. I didn't know if we could get it anywhere else in the show, so I dropped it in right there. A world record from Jacoby Tharp, who is from Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
All right, good. He'll be on the U.S. Olympic team one day then.
And running track for Auburn down there. Good week on the world stage for Auburn. They had Messi and 88,000 fans and German TikTokers and now a world record.
I happened to get I stopped on TikTok and watched the Fox Sports Argentina coverage of the soccer game at Auburn. And it's all subtitled. It's all in Spanish, so I'm just reading their subtitles. So now TikTok is serving me up all the Argentina soccer coverage I want.
That's right. They have basically a Hard Knocks going on.
Yeah,
that follows the team.
Yeah. I mean, it is NFL levels of attention, obviously, that Argentina has for soccer.
I came across. I was reading Portugal ESPN yesterday because we did our Calcutta draft.
Yeah,
we each got 4 World Cup teams.
Right.
So I was trying to get any kind of edge I could get.
But the funny part of it is, I saw 2 or 3 different news reports, the I guess it's the, Buenos Aires biggest TV station. Their reporters are there. Their national, whatever their ESPN is, their reporters are there. And all three of them could not make sense of why College Station, Texas, and Auburn are such small towns with big stadiums. It was in all three reports. It was like, these stadiums are larger than the cities they're in. It is so, and they were like so blown away by it. They can't wrap their mind around the fact that in America we have these little cities.
Easy explanation, but a guy like Kirk Herbstreit can't explain it because he scored side last night. Did you guys see him?
I did see him.
One of the best tickets in the house.
I know.
We showed the video of the actual putback was Herbstreit's video. They shot on his phone. So he's one of the guys. He's one of the guys that has his phone up as the last second there. So he gets that angle of the putback. And that guy there is his buddy who got him the seats, Brown, who's the former.
Josh Shapiro used to be ESPN's, something president or something like that. Now he's with Dick Clark Productions. Ombudsman? No, that's much lower than president. He is now, Brooks tells me, with Dick Clark Productions. Boy, what a seat.
Yeah, and so he rolled that in there. The list of celebrities at that game last night was 3 pages long.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's out for this.
3 pages long. I screenshot the list from front office sports. That Mariska girl, I can't remember. She was first on the list. Taylor Swift. She was there with the Haim sisters, the musical folks. Ben Stiller, Christine Taylor, Tracy Morgan, Nas, Walt Frazier, Bernard King, Charlie Ward, Jerry Seinfeld, Fat Joe was there, Jimmy Fallon, Edie Falco was there, Timothy Chalamet, Julianne Moore. Let's see, other people I recognize. Jeremy Lin was in the house. I'm skipping a bunch. Gerald Wilkins was in the house. Meta World Peace. You don't get great tickets. You should get good tickets, not great tickets if you're a former Nick, apparently. Earl Monroe was in the house. And then you get into A-Rod was there sitting next to Amy Schumer and Woody Johnson. Sean Landetta was next to A-Rod.
Sean Landetta, the kicker?
Yeah,
punter.
Sean Landetta, A-Rod, Amy Schumer in back-to-back seats. They have the seat assignments here. Then it was Woody Johnson, Michael Shea, the comedian. That was in one section. Liam Neeson was there. Whoopi Goldberg was there. I mean, it just keeps going on and on.
I mean, it's the most I've ever seen in a setting. I mean, everywhere you look, every angle you take, you see a different celebrity.
Yeah. Imagine sitting in between Liam Neeson and Whoopi Goldberg.
That's
got to be
seat.
the worst game experience of any kind.
Interesting seat.
Well, I think Jake Shane had a pretty good seat. He was in between Tate McRae and Haley Bieber.
You think he tried to exchange phone numbers?
I mean, that's one reason a guy that would pay a little extra.
Hey, but I wonder
Phineas was there. We're sitting next to Phineas was there, sitting next to Rainn Wilson of The Office, right?
Yeah. Rainn Wilson played Dwight on The Office.
Jeremy Strong was somebody, right? Who's Jeremy Strong?
Oh, that's
Kendall Roy
from
Succession.
He was right next to Rainn Wilson.
Going to be playing Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Reckoning. That comes out this year, sequel to the Social Network.
It was Rainn Wilson, Jeremy Strong, Hank Azaria, seat next to each other.
I just wonder where, the former Nick cutoff is. They don't have unlimited seats for former Knicks. Jim just ran through a pretty good list of Knicks. I mean, Charlie Ward. But where is the cutoff where, this guy, I played 3 seasons for the Knicks and logged on average 5 minutes a game. Do I get a ticket? I'm going to say the answer is probably no on that one.
Yeah,
but how do the Knicks
not.
know where to cut this off?
No idea, but boy, there was a ton of ex-Knicks there.
Well, over here on let's see which section this is. They have a New York Knicks alum section, Section 8AA.
Yeah, and I do think a lot of those guys, unlike a lot of these celebrities, a lot of those guys go to
I'm
a
sure
ton
they
of games.
do, they've built the franchise, so you got to give them something.
And
there you go. I've got the Knicks alum on the screen here.
Yeah, Pat Ewing, Carmelo Anthony, Stephon Marbury, Marcus Camby, John Starks, Larry Johnson, Latrell Sprewell, Spencer Haywood, J.R. Smith, and, great Nick alum C.C. Sabathia. Sitting in that group right there.
Yeah, Meta World Peace.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Dudley.
Yep. By the way, in section 1WC, 1WC, and then 222 is the Henrik Lundqvist. I think he's a hockey player. Michael J. Fox next to him. Chris Rock, Coach John Calipari, Adam Sandler, and then the second of the Wu-Tang Clan group. There's a group of seating for Wu-Tang Clan. It's 2 different sections inside the stadium. They were your halftime performers.
Whoever has to manage this. That's probably the worst job in the NBA right now.
Oh, and can you imagine? It was probably
that's the list.
I mean,
it was probably
has to
yesterday
manage
morning. Hey, Taylor Swift wants to go to this game.
And so now I got to bump a hole because she's going to get primo seating, no doubt. I mean, she's
Section 10 double A's, and she was 26 to 28 with the Himes sisters.
Yeah, so you're going to give her primo seating. So somebody got bumped out of primo seating because we had to slide everybody down.
And then it bumps everybody down.
That's
so
right.
you got a Knicks fan
somewhere.
that's been a Knicks fan for 50 years that was going to pay $6,000, but now he can't get in because Taylor Swift got a free ticket on the court.
But here's what's crazy about it. I mean, some of these you're reading, Jim, were under the basket and maybe 2 rows under the basket. And how pissed are their agents? Like, Hank's on row 2?
Yeah.
I mean, so now you're having to manage all of this, which has got to be a nightmare anyway. And
if I'm Alex Rodriguez, I'm like, why am I sitting next to Amy Schumer?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, A-Rod probably wanted a +1, and they're like, well, we can't give you a +1, Alex. Amy Schumer's next to you. It's like, what? I'm Alex freaking Rodriguez.
And Amy Schumer's like,
I'm telling you,
opportunity.
Opportunity, I'm in.
I don't want to say that was the best game I've ever seen, but that was, in any sport, probably the most mind-blowing game I have ever seen.
Yeah. I don't think you can say best game ever when one team's up, what was it, 71-45 at one point?
Yeah, I mean 29 points.
Yeah, I mean, that way in the first half, when I was like, I'm a little on sleep because of the Auburn soccer game, I'm going to tap out on this one.
And I just didn't get it. They were so good. Like Retker good behind the perimeter, hitting the threes in the first half that gave them that 27-point lead at the break. And then they come out and they continue to shoot the threes where they're not going to keep up the pace. But the problem is they're shooting with 10, 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Like, you've got to eat into this clock. We saw it game 1, Knicks Cavs. Up 22, the Cavs were with 8.5 minutes to go. And just based on bad possessions, they ended up losing the game. And now the Spurs, I mean, that cost them a championship. I don't know how you guys feel. I think if the Spurs would have won last night, especially the way they were dominating that game, I think they go back to San Antonio. They probably win game 5. But this thing is over.
The right hand of God, as it's being called, OG Anunoby, with the comments afterwards on the putback that won the game.
I'll just say stuff like, we're fine. Like, stay with it. We're fine. We know it's a game of runs. We're a resilient group. We've been through a lot. We've came back plenty of times when we're down. So just staying with it, weathering the storm, not being too down or angry or getting mad or frustrated. Just staying with it. Cut it down to 18, cut it down to 12, cut it down to 6. Just staying with it, pushing through. It's a 48-minute game, so just playing till the end.
OG, can you just take us through the tip in itself from the moment that Jalen launches and where you are and how you're seeing it unfold and everything from there?
I inbounded the ball to Jalen. He got a pretty good look, and I just went and crashed, tried to get a tip dunk or something. The ball went over my head, so I couldn't really dunk it, so I just tried to tip it in softly, and it went in.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, by the way, Jalen did not get a good look.
No,
I mean,
shot
that was
over
from
Wimpy, right?
30 with 4.5 seconds. Like, it worked out because, Anunoby crashing the boards there and getting the tip in, but like the defense on that too, like Wemby drops off of him instead of going towards him and making him shoot over 7-4. I've just, again, outside of Forster's Falcons, you can make the argument, but that is just the ultimate meltdown last night.
Yeah, it's hard to be worse.
It's a great question in itself. The largest, worst blown leads of all time. And
I mean, I think about the Bills, coming back. I think they were down 35-3 in Rich Stadium to the Oilers with Frank Reich.
Yeah, that was a playoff game.
It was at least 30-3. It may have been 35-3. It was at least 30.
Yeah, I'm almost positive it was 35-3.
I think so. And that was a playoff game too. That was not. Yeah.
But it didn't equate to a championship. You go
because
back
it was
to
the Bills.
The New England Patriots, look, and that was a veteran team that came back against, I guess you would call them inexperienced, at least on that stage, in the Falcons. But, for the Knicks to be able to come back last night, a lot of that is on Mitch Johnson. A ton of it's on Mitch Johnson.
Yeah. And, when you hit 14 threes in the first half to go cold but keep shooting them early in the clock, like you said, in the second half, and not work the clock down and try to work it inside more. Stop taking threes when you're up 29 points. That's never a good plan. So Saturday, Brown, is that when you told me?
Saturday's game, game 5.
Back in San Antonio. So I think the viewing public would like to see the Spurs win this one. I think if the Knicks are going to win it, you'd like to see it happen in New York. Because I do think the reason the ratings are so good is because a rare, likable New York team is doing this. And I think people are tuning in to see the reaction of the city. Forrester a couple of times has shown the outside pictures, the aerials of how many people are outside the stadium afterwards. And it has just been a circus inside the stadium. And I think that's why the viewership, one of the reasons the viewerships are setting records that we haven't seen since 1998.
Well, I also think, 53-year drought. I think everywhere you turn, people are talking about the Knicks. I also think there is something with the celebrities.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
People want to turn it on. Hey, who's going to be in the crowd?
Yeah.
I mean,
and just the social media of the celebrities being there creates awareness of the game actually going on for the fan that was not going to tune in anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I love this for the NBA because the NBA had gotten really flat and. Will this carry over to next season? Probably not, but just to bring back memories of great finals that we had. And that's the unfortunate thing here, too. Like, I look at it both ways. I would have loved to seen how deflated that crowd was, but at the same time, if that lob goes in, if Cat doesn't get the finger on it, like Spurs fans might have died outside Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this savage fan base, no telling what would have happened.
The reason the reason it doesn't carry over is because we don't get this style of play in the regular season. You get this in the playoffs, and it's fun to watch. That's why you have a lot of playoff NBA fans like me. In the regular season, they just run up and down the court and shoot threes.
It's been rough on San Antonio's fans, but also players. This is Wemby going back to the team hotel last night, and someone lobs an egg across the barrier and catches him in the back there.
And then everybody cheers.
He's getting taunted going back into the team hotel. Can you imagine how rough it is on the SEC players on some of these road games? But do you ever see eggs fly?
No, I don't know. And I think Dodger fans and Rams fans are both. I mean, there's a disgusting lot in the mix there.
Well, you guys have killed people in parking lots, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, but Giants fans have too. But this is next level. You just won the game.
I know.
Yeah.
Wemby helped you win that game. Wemby's soft ass wore down, and a lot of that was Mitch Johnson. But now you're lobbing an egg and you won. Wonder if you would have lost the game. What is this fan base doing?
I've heard incredible stories from SEC players about the bus ride into LSU.
Yeah. That's all in fun. I mean, when an 80-year-old woman shoots you the moon.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Laughable.
I don't know that anybody's throwing eggs at people on the bus ride in.
Well, I mean, if you're hitting the side of the bus with an egg, that's one thing.
Yeah, it's not a person. That's a bus.
The bus probably didn't cost as much as that outfit that Wemby had on.
No, but if you're a Spurs fan and you've got tickets to that game, do you wear your gear?
No.
That's what kind of sucks. I can't believe you can't be a fan and wear your own gear
that's
to
a
game
lot of
without
NBA
getting attacked.
That's a lot of NFL stadiums too.
That's what I was about to say. You don't wear gear to a lot of NFL stadiums.
Philadelphia, not a chance.
I've started to. I used to not. I know, but I think we should live in a world where you can show your fandom.
I just don't think we live
if
in
I'm
that
getting
world.
up in somebody's face, it's one thing. If I'm just walking out of a stadium and I'm getting attacked.
Yeah.
More conversations about the NBA, maybe later in the show or at least later in the week. The show today being brought to you by great folks like Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys. Tell us about Alexander Shannara.
Shannara.com, Shannara.com. That is the place to go when you face any legal situation in your life. You do not pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys. And you may just think of him as a personal injury attorney. I get that. He's done a lot of work in that industry. Doesn't shy away from that or shrink away from that. But he also wants you to know he handles much more than just personal injury cases. Things like fire and storm damage, bad drug and device cases, workers' compensation, a host of other cases there. That's the stuff he handles at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. And you don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
And our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. That's Greg from Pell City. He'll do that free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531. 205-542-3531, stormrestorationroofing.com. That free no-cost roof inspection is just a starting point on what Greg can do for you. He will let you know if your roof is aged out, if it's too old, if there's problems on your roof, if there's a water entry point with a loose shingle or a pipe fitting or something like that. No problem. Greg can get up there and let you know what's going on. He's got a soft wash program that can make your roof look fantastic. He does roof replacements. He does storm damage repairs. He does it all right there, and he's been locally owned for over 20 years. He and his wife, Andrea, they own this company. Their kids work with the company as well, and I'll tell you this, they're wonderful with the insurance agents, and that helps you so much. It is Storm Restoration Roofing. StormRestorationRoofing.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
From driveways to interstates, accidents happen fast. The insurance company's response? Here's our offer. Take it or leave it. Leave it. Call Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Over 250,000 clients. And no, they don't accept lowball offers. They fight, they win. Over $2 billion recovered. Call now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
We'll give you our question of the day here after Brownie tells us about Hoover Toyota. But Brown, before you do this, the World Cup starts today, 2 o'clock. Mexico and South Africa on Main Fox. Tonight, South Korea and the Czechs at 9 o'clock on FS1 out in L.A. The Americans go tomorrow. I've never heard of Air Transat. Have you ever heard of that airline, Air Transat?
You know, I have not.
They have a great campaign going on right now with the World Cup because the ticket prices are through the roof, right? So they have advertising all over the world. It's like, you can see it right here. Watch Portugal, the team, for $3,870. Actually go to Portugal for $799.
Yeah, I'll take the latter.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And they got it for all of them. Like, watch Paris for $3,000. Go to Paris for $600 and something. A whole big panel of different. These ticket prices are crazy. And for a third of the price, you could actually go fly to the country round trip to get there. I thought that was a great ad campaign.
It's a great ad campaign. Smart on their part.
Yeah.
I very much like it.
LT Hoover Toyota, they can get you wherever you want to go.
Yeah, hey, if you're in the market for a car, truck, SUV, new or pre-owned, they have got it. The best inventory, the on-site finance department. Stop in, see our friends at Hoover Toyota, conveniently located right there on Highway 150. When you're in there, tell Scott Peoples and all the fine folks the Next Round sent you. They've got that red carpet program. They want to make sure they keep you as a customer for life. They have rolled it out for the last 2 decades. Again, with the great inventory, the on-site finance department. For more information, stop by, see them, or online to view that inventory, hoovertoyota.com.
Hey, and keep in mind that for Team USA, Chris Richards, the Hoover kid, he got a little ankle injury. He's going to be good to go against Paraguay tomorrow night when the Americans start, 8 o'clock main Fox. But I was reading today, most irreplaceable player on the roster, and they said it was Chris Richards from Birmingham, Alabama,
really?
from Hoover, Alabama, that he's a center back. He is the one guy that if he can't go, they don't have a good replacement. You may know more about this, Tyler. You're nodding.
Yeah, so your center back, they are, I would say, like second in command for controlling the defense. Your general, so to speak, would be your goalkeeper because they've got the widest view of the entire field. And then next after that is your center back, who is going to direct the back line, talk to your defensive midfielders, your wingers, make sure everybody's in position, and marking up who they need to be when you're on defense.
So most irreplaceable player, born in Birmingham, Alabama, played at Hoover, and I think he moved out there when he was 16 to Texas to pursue his professional career.
Yeah, pretty impressive. I'll do another drive-by on Mississippi State because we analogize SEC football.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like every year or every 4 years we go into this, it's almost like the expectation of a Mississippi State football fan. I heard a guy this morning that was on one of the national shows, Soccer Expert, and they were like, okay, what is a realistic expectation for Team USA in this tournament? And he's like, if everything breaks right, I think we get to the quarterfinals. And I'm like, my God. I mean, like, are we going to do this forever?
Breaks right,
yeah, if everything breaks right. We win 2 games in the knockout round. We're going to get to the quarterfinals. And I'm like, that just sucks going into this tournament knowing that you have absolutely no shot at winning it.
Well, I mean, the quarterfinals is a pretty good run, relatively speaking. I mean, especially for us. 2022 round of 16. We embarrassingly didn't qualify in 2018. 2014 round of 16, 2010 round of 16, didn't get out of the group stage in 06, and we're in the quarterfinals in 2002. So
no, but I mean, is that going to be our ceiling? Every time that
it has
they play
been so
in this?
far.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's just what's frustrating. I mean, like, can you imagine being a college football fan knowing that you're never going to do better than the final 8?
When Florida was Steve Spurrier, and they won a lot of SEC championships, they won 1 national championship, but he left Florida because people got tired of them playing in the Orange Bowl and Sugar Bowl, with not just playing those New Year's Day bowls, but not winning national championships. And he sensed that the fans were tired of doing that, so he left. Round of 16 does seem to be our ceiling. I guess the quarters would be a New Year's Six bowl game. The round of 16 wouldn't even be that, right?
I mean, quarters is Elite 8 in basketball terms,
so that's
right?
sort of a New Year's Six bowl.
Yeah, I would say that's a New Year's Six bowl.
I mean, I'd like to see that because, again, then you're playing 3 meaningful games. You're winning 2 in the knockout round. Can't even imagine the local breweries around here, how much fun those games would be to watch. And then if you got to that point where you're 1 win away from getting to the semis, that would be pretty incredible. But I just thought it was just typical Team USA.
No,
the guy,
you're right.
Everything breaks right.
Yeah.
Quarterfinals.
Maybe quarterfinals.
I almost said Alabama again. The Americans are slight favorites in prime time. tomorrow night on Fox when they start the World Cup.
And I think they went, there were 7 of us, 4 teams each, so 28 of the 38 were drafted.
This is his
28 of the 48. Yeah, the Calcutta.
This
but
is
I was
his
just going to
Calcutta.
say, USA, and everybody's obviously pulling for him, but the USA didn't go till like 16 or 17.
Yeah, it'd been hard to pick them.
That's about slotted round of 16, 17, so nobody overreached. Lance is bringing it up there, so we'll go Lance's Lock, lanceslock.com, and our friends at Hemp Hill. Tell us what you're playing today. Do you have a World Cup play on Mexico, like I said?
We are not playing World Cup. We are taking a look at World Cup. Mexico, pretty heavy favorite today. The Czechs as well. Staying away from the World Cup tonight. We did have the Spurs plus 2.5. That would have been the monumental. I don't know how you could lose the Spurs plus 2.5 last night.
We almost did.
Almost did. We were able to get home with that, though. Another winner in the NBA Finals. More Major League Baseball winners today up and available for you. We'll have college baseball this weekend. Jump on board and win with us. Free play every single day at lanceslock.com. And it is always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling issues, home or business. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
All right, so Brooks has sent out a question of the day from our Next Round account, both on Twitter, X, and also Instagram and Facebook. And the question of the day is, who is the most random quarterback you've ever seen play in person? Lance is the guy that farmed this question. So the genesis of this question, and explain it to our viewers, and we encourage you to go comment on our social media pages.
Yeah, I saw something on quarterbacks, and I was just thinking, it's so nice to have a franchise quarterback for your favorite team. And I was just thinking, my history as a Rams fan and some of those bad teams. I remember T.J. Rubley starting for the Rams. But the most random thing, and this is where I kind of threw the question to Brooks, was I'll never forget going to Tennessee in like 10-degree cold and watching Keith Knoll start for the Rams. And I paid money to go see Keith Knoll start for the Rams.
It's in the cold.
Who is the most random quarterback you've ever paid to see play for your team? And Keith Knoll is my answer.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys.
Mine was Al Clark, Virginia Tech. You ever heard of Al Clark at Virginia
What
Tech?
year was that?
That was the 98 Music City Bowl. Some buddies of mine.
I thought Vic played in that game.
No, Al Clark was your starter. I thought it was Jim Druckenmiller is who I thought. It was Al Clark was your starting quarterback for Virginia Tech.
Is the picture you're using on social media, is that Spencer Pennington for Alabama?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Brandon Avalos.
Avalos is the go-to.
Yeah, he's more random than Spencer Pennington.
I mean, Spencer Pennington earned his way there. I don't have Brooks's microphone for some reason.
We've killed Brooks's mic.
We are having some mic issues then.
That's
because,
okay. He's unplugged it.
Oh.
Smart play by you, Brooks.
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
That's okay. We don't have Brooks there, but Spencer Pennington, a little drive-by on Spencer Pennington there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Avalos is generally the gold standard for most random quarterback Alabama's ever started.
Yeah, you're right. Al Clark, 71 yards passing, and they won by 31.
Lance, I cannot tell you how miserable that game was. I
remember watching it.
I was begging my buddies to leave. Well, I think we we went to Lance. We started the third quarter.
Well, here's the forecast. Freezing rain and wind chill, 14 degrees.
It was awful. Yeah. Awful. And you were in Vanderbilt Stadium in Nashville. That was before Nissan Stadium was completed. So it was Vanderbilt Stadium in Nashville. So buddies of mine like, look, Alabama's terrible. We don't like DeBose, but it's a bowl game. Let's go in Nashville. We'll have some fun. We're in college. So we go up. We hang out in Nashville. And I immediately regretted it when we got to Nashville. You know, a college kid. Are you going to look at the weather forecast, Jim? No.
But I did as a local TV guy, and that was one of those bold trips that I let the person under me. I was like, you take this bowl trip. I'm not going to that bowl game.
Auburn was probably
but you can make a game time decision. Like, I told you guys the story when I went and saw Iowa and USC in the torrential rain, and it was probably 50 degrees, which it felt like it was freezing. It wasn't 14, but, we had a carload, and when we got there, they were like, everybody in the car was like, we're not going now.
Yeah.
And I was like on an island, so I go by myself. So you could have, pivoted.
Yeah.
And said,
I should have, in hindsight.
Would baseball's Gabe Gross be the Auburn answer?
Man, that pick six he threw, was it the first play from scrimmage for Auburn against Tennessee?
Was that
night,
Gabe?
Nealon?
I don't think that was Gabe.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
I remember
that was the day
play.
that Alabama's a 17-point dog beat Florida in the swamp.
I was in the swamp watching the.
I was too, and
afterwards I went to a bar and watched Auburn.
Yeah, and I'm almost positive it was Gabe Gross. Now maybe Forrester can give us a little more insight on that.
Scott's mic working?
It's been
I don't know.
1999.
Is my mic working?
Yes.
Yeah,
1999 regular season game.
I'm pulling up the box score. Was that Gabe Gross, Scott?
I'm not sure, but on the Auburn.
Did I lose my left
end
or
of
right
this-
testicle? Because I would bet the other one it was Gabe Gross.
Yeah, I do remember Tuberville getting mad at the frosted tip kicker.
Did I lose another one?
I think so. Oh, yeah. The Damon Duvall was that was the game where
Send him
Tuberville
to
chewed
the
him out.
locker room.
Yeah. I think Jeff Klein is who you're thinking about here, Lance.
Oh, damn.
Hey, so
Nutless.
I got to give a shout out to David Williams, who's responded to this on Twitter. My favorite answer that I've seen so far: Chandler Cox.
He was an H-back.
Who was an H-back who threw an interception in the Iron Bowl on a garbage trick play.
A garbage trick play, yeah.
But he wasn't the quarterback, though.
He wasn't the quarterback, but he did throw a pass.
He was on that one play.
So go ahead, Brooks.
Can you hear me now? Okay, so I will refute the comment that Spencer Pennington earned his way in. He only started because Brody Croyle was hurt.
Yeah, but I think Brendan Avalos only started because Spencer Pennington was then hurt. Yeah, I think that's the reason Avalos started.
I think Avalos was the only healthy guy that played the quarterback
Was this
position.
04? They were really
Yeah,
thin.
they were playing Southern Miss. I remember the game well.
They were thin.
They were playing Southern Miss that day, and they basically ran every play. It was like a 2.5-hour game.
Yeah. So go answer that question on our social media on both Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram there. Viewing menu today brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
Yeah, 205-969-8100, the number that I called way back in 2003. I had the 2200 vision, was legally blind without the aid of contacts. After the procedure, 2015 vision, better than 2020. If you wear contacts, you wear glasses, stop procrastinating, make the phone call that I made, ask for Amy. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. $0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. For more information, MichelsonLaserVision.com. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business, 205-969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
All right, so today I am heading to the movies. Not sure which showtime yet because I bought a ticket for like a 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock showtime, but I do want to watch Mexico today. So if Mexico's just absolutely spanking South Africa, then I'll head to the movie. And if not, then I'll wait until after the game to go see this movie. But it is Disclosure Day from Steven Spielberg, where a cybersecurity whistleblower, played by Josh O'Connor, and a meteorologist, played by Emily Blunt, attempt to orchestrate a simultaneous global reveal of extraterrestrial life to all 8 billion people on Earth. It also stars Coleman Domingo, who's just fantastic in everything.
Yeah, he's blowing up last couple of years.
Is this going to be scary or just
thriller?
It's sci-fi. I mean, I think it's going to be in the same mold that most of Spielberg's sci-fi have been. I wouldn't call any of them scary.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's scary. It'll be more.
I know it'll be intense.
It'll be intense at points, but it's more gonna focus on just the reveal and the grandeur of it all.
Now, I will say this.
Almost have like a spy thriller type feel to it as well.
I haven't seen Lincoln, and I am planning on watching Lincoln really soon. But the last movie that I saw Spielberg do that was worth a shit was Munich in 2005. So I hope this is good because I'm planning on seeing it too. And it's getting decent reviews. I think it's like an 84%.
Yeah, some reviewers are calling it Spielberg's best work in over 20 years.
Well,
so that would be
it's not a high bar.
Munich.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten around to it, but I know a lot of people really like The Fabelmans.
I think that was like almost biographical.
Yeah.
But, I heard, hit and miss.
All right. So we've got that. And then also in the same alien vein, Disney Plus has released a director's cut of the X-Files I Want to Believe movie. So if you were a big fan of X-Files, you've got some new footage you can dig into on Disney Plus ahead of the new show that comes out in a couple months, I believe.
I'll tell you, I mean, like the alien stuff's hot right now because of, the buzz generating out there and all these people saying it's real. And Steven Spielberg, we talked about this on the next reel. He was getting interviewed for Disclosure Day. He's doing his national press. He was asked directly about aliens, and he's like, hey, man, they've always been here. They are here. And it wasn't like him having fun. I think Spielberg really believes that.
Yeah, there's surprisingly a lot of just like very talented actors and filmmakers who are deep into aliens, which I guess isn't that surprising. It's Hollywood, but Definitely go check out Dan Aykroyd talking about the crystal skulls, that those artifacts.
That's his vodka, by the way.
Yeah, that's why it's its vodka.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Super into those artifacts and believes that it's alien technology. But weird dude these days. Hulu has added to its catalog another Spielberg movie, one that I really like and one that just won't escape my Instagram timeline for whatever reason, and that's Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio
Good flick.
and
I
Tom
like that
Hanks.
one. Yeah, that's a good flick.
It's a great one. Great knock-knock joke from Tom Hanks. And then finally today, yesterday we got the first look at the Social Reckoning, which will cover the Facebook files and Mark Zuckerberg's testimony in Congress. And you can go back on Prime and rent The Social Network, which is a fantastic movie. It's
great.
I'd say it's one of the best movies of the past 20 years or so. So that's all I got.
40 years today, Ferris Bueller was released. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Coming up in 4 Downs, possibly?
No, it was almost, but there were two other movies that are a bit more fitting.
I think I might have been at the theater 40 years ago today seeing
Really?
that.
You saw it on its
I remember
release?
seeing it the first weekend it was open.
Yeah, I don't know if I was there for the first one, but I saw it in theaters. And original Cars for the kids back in theaters. Have I heard that?
I'm not sure when that is happening, but it is. Brooks says September. He was the one telling me about it because he's gonna take his kid to go see it.
Yeah.
The Birdcage 30-year anniversary is back in theaters, which
I did see
that is a great comedy. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Birdcage,
Yes.
Nathan Lane, Robin Williams,
funny
Gene
show.
Hackman.
Funny movie, funny movie. Yeah.
Very, very good.
Yeah, I might try to catch that this weekend.
Have you seen it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Good
So
stuff.
all that is happening. You can get the next reel on all our platforms there as well with Lance and Tyler. Talking entertainment every week here. And don't forget, a new OG kickoff drops today with Connor O'Gara at 12 noon Central Time, 1 o'clock Eastern. If you're a big fan of Connor O'Gara and the fine folks there at the OG kickoff, that goes at 12 noon today. And tomorrow morning, Lance and Connor O'Gara will start a new Friday tradition. Tell us about that, guys.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be doing a rotation, I think, at least to start, and then we'll figure out. But I think I'm doing the first. It's the Connor O'Gara Show, and that's going to kick off live at 8 a.m. in the morning. So you can join us live. Connor will be down in Florida. I will be probably home office. Maybe up here, we'll see. But 8 o'clock live tomorrow, the Connor O'Gara Show. And I can't wait to have a little fun with Connor.
And that'll be Brownie every Friday?
Every Friday, 8 a.m.
8 Central.
Yeah. Schedule permitting. I mean, there might be a Friday where Connor's on vacation. We don't have one, but yeah.
All right. So that is new programming there. Always good to tell people when we got the new stuff dropping. But set your alerts so you don't miss anything. And like and subscribe on all of our platforms. Hour number 2 is coming up. Brought to you today in part by our friends at Roback. Roback.com, LT. Tell us about that great stuff.
Yes, I had some, the bathing suits I ordered last week finally came a couple of days ago. Look, man, they've got great patterns, not only with the swimsuits for men, but also just the different prints they're putting together with the regular polos every single day. The new game day collection starting to creep out a little bit. Make sure you go to Roback.com. When you do, put in that code TNR20. You're going to save 20% on all the merchandise from our friends at Roback. Again, Roback.com, TNR20.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical offices, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Our Innisfree countdown to kickoff today sits at 79 days. 79 days. Your game day tradition is Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. That Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and, of course, that world-class atmosphere of good times, good people there with Innisfree. 79 days to the start of college football. Probably the thing that interests me most yesterday, because I love kick times, was ABC, ESPN, and the SEC releasing the windows that you know your team is going to play in. We got some actual kick times. Week 4, we know that Texas at Tennessee will be 11 a.m. Tennessee fans were not happy about that.
It's a break for Texas. That stadium, and especially that early in the season, Tennessee could still have some promise. That stadium can get loud at night. So it's a break for Texas to get a day game there, or early day game.
Yeah, I would agree.
Week 6, we do know that the Red River, Texas and Oklahoma, will be a 2:30 kick now. So not 11 a.m. like traditionally it has been a lot of days, but it's been played at 2:30 some. But it will not be a night game. There had been some flirtation with that possibly being a night game, but that's going to be Georgia-Alabama that day on week 6. So you can book Georgia-Alabama into a night game.
That's a good back-to-back. I get the Red River, then I go to Tuscaloosa for Georgia at Alabama.
Yeah, we've never seen the Red River at night, have we?
I can't say never, but they really, to Jim's point, like they used to get pissed about not being at 11 because they want to have the rest of the day for the state fair. And they feel like a 2:30 kick is the worst. You don't get to go before. You get very limited time at the state fair after.
But then I've heard a lot of people that actually go to the game hate the 11 o'clock kick because it's such a festive, weekend where people are really coming in on a Thursday.
Right.
You're going out Thursday, Friday, and then you got to get up, and that game's always 95 degrees.
I would say the Red River is one of those we reference often where you cannot please a fan base with a kick
You're
time,
probably right.
no matter what it is.
But I would like to see it tonight just because I can't remember ever seeing it tonight.
More on Alabama-LSU in a second. But other Alabama games we know, South Carolina at home will be a night game. Road game at Mississippi State we know will be 11 a.m. And Week 11, Alabama at Vandy, we know will be 11 a.m. For Auburn, we know the 2:30 Vandy game. Vandy game in Jordan-Hare will be 2:30. At Georgia will be 2:30. And then it's breakfast at Auburn late in the year. Week 8, LSU at Auburn, 11 a.m. Probably wouldn't excite a lot of people.
Oof.
Week 9, Auburn at Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, 11 a.m. Week 10, Arkansas at Auburn, 11 a.m. Week 11, Auburn at Mississippi State, 11 a.m.
But, I mean, this is what happens when you are a sub-500 team for half a decade.
No, you're right about that. I mean, there's not a lot of belief that Auburn is going to give you something that deserves to be in a 2:30 or a primetime ABC window, right? So that's how you get stuck at 11 a.m.
See,
and that's unfortunate.
Again, sometimes that ABC window, 11 a.m., can be a really good game a lot of days, though. So
it can be, but I think don't you feel like they try to push their better games to 2:30 and prime
Yeah,
time?
I mean, I don't know any fans that like the 11 o'clock.
No.
like those last two could very easily be SEC Network. So it says early window, and I think that game kicks off at like 12:15 Central.
You know, the only people that like the 11 o'clock window are the people that are working the game.
Yeah, probably so.
Somebody in the booth, somebody on the sideline, they're like, hey, I can finally get out and watch college football after this is done. But outside of that, none of the fan bases.
Fans hate it because it wrecks the early tailgating.
And a little change. Alabama-LSU in Baton Rouge used to always be a night game, used to always be prime time when it was on CBS. It could be a night game, but it also could be 2:30. And, Brown, that's a change from what has traditionally been – that game in Baton Rouge has traditionally been a night affair.
It used to when the schedules would start leaking out. Now, they didn't do this, what we're talking about here, but used to when the schedules start leaking out, a couple things you can count on. A 2:30 cocktail party, because that is one that is always 2:30.
Always.
And
it is again this year.
Whether it has been announced or not, that is SEC mandated. After the incident they had, they were basically like, okay, we're not going to do a cocktail party night game. It's just too crazy. So that's 2:30. And then CBS would have Alabama-LSU as one of their – they used to get 2 primetime games, is that right? And the Bama-LSU was one of their 2 primetime games.
Yeah.
Almost every year.
But I do remember I remember going to multiple games in Tuscaloosa against LSU at 2:30. I remember going to multiple games in Baton Rouge for 2:30 kicks against Alabama. That's one of those we've never seen at 11 o'clock.
No,
on the
never gets
other
early.
side of Oklahoma and Texas.
But I'm just looking at that week. So you've got Kentucky, Tennessee's already set for night that week. So I'd probably tell Cole and Tom Hart and Jordan they go and get their hotel room in Knoxville.
Could be a good game.
Could be Kentucky and Tennessee. I mean, it's maybe not a terrible game, but also so your possibilities for primetime that night, because they're both these are either 2:30 or primetime. Oklahoma, Florida, Alabama, LSU, Vandy, Mississippi State, Georgia, Ole Miss. I would say the only game on the surface that would look like it would trump Alabama LSU would be Georgia Ole Miss.
Easy.
I don't disagree. If Ole Miss is good, you say easy. I mean, Alabama LSU.
Yeah. I mean, if Ole Miss is good, yes.
Yeah.
Alabama LSU has the Lane Kiffin factor.
It does. I mean, there's a secondary storyline. The fact that Lane Kiffin is now the LSU head coach, and this is the connection there.
I don't think Ole Miss is going to fall off the mountain this quickly. Even if Pete Golding is over his head with this job, it's going to take a couple of years. Now, the thing that could get them is the schedule.
Yeah, and now Georgia Ole Miss is a college football playoff rematch. You do have to remember that. So, I mean, this that's one of the ways they make these decisions on stuff like that.
I would ask this question now: if for over a decade, Alabama LSU was a locked and loaded primetime game. It was almost the regular season game of the year, even before the schedules were released, because you knew you were going to have it every year. We don't get some of these games every year now, but what is the marquee game right now matchup that every year you look on the calendar and you say, okay, in the SEC, these two teams, are they playing each other? And if so, when are they playing each other? Because that is the must-see matchup.
Real quick, Bama LSU got so big. I'm not going to remember the year. What was the year? I guess it was the game of the century.
11?
Yeah, the game of the century, where essentially CBS, they did not have that game originally in primetime, but it was such a big game they wanted to put it in primetime that they essentially traded a future Iron Bowl to ESPN for that game. Yeah, the 2014 Iron Bowl eventually aired on ESPN, and that was the back half of that trade that ESPN got from CBS so that they could move Bama-LSU to primetime. So that's how big that game was, that CBS was willing to cut a deal with ESPN just so they could move that game to primetime.
Yeah, I think we're at a tipping point right now where it could go anyway. I don't think there's one set in stone. I think for a minute it might have been Alabama-Georgia. I think Georgia-Texas could end up being that. Texas A&M, Texas could end up being that. I don't think there's one in stone. I think if you ask 10 people, you probably get 5 or 6 different answers.
Yeah. I don't know that. Would Alabama-LSU be a top 3 rivalry in the SEC right now? Top 5? I don't really know where this game currently is. I do think Lane Kiffin being in it re-injects some pizzazz into this game.
And it would even have more if Saban was still Alabama's coach.
If Saban were Alabama's coach, I think people, because of the Saban-Kiffin storyline, would say this might be the biggest rivalry in the SEC.
Yeah, I think it's going to be year in, year out. This year is obviously Ole Miss LSU because of the storyline.
Right, yeah, but that's not going to – I don't anticipate that holding.
I mean, unless – who knows? It goes to triple overtime and Pete and Lane get in a screaming match and bottles are thrown. And
yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, and then both of them end up being really good. And you get a rematch in the college football playoff. I mean – yeah. I just think we are now at a point where you could identify that. I mean, Florida and Tennessee was that in the 90s.
That's right. It was the can't-miss game.
Yeah, Alabama and LSU was that for a good ride. Alabama-Georgia was that. But right now, I don't think it's identified.
How times have changed, part 6,272. After LT tells us, well, actually, Brownie, both of you, about Inverness Country Club.
ICCalabama.com. That's Inverness Country Club. I got the clothes on today.
I know, but I can't ever tell. I
wear them every day. Different course today, but I'll be back at the member at Inverness this weekend.
Oh, wow. Who you play with?
Larry Price, my friend Larry Price.
How many new friends have you met out there?
A bunch, and that's the great part about Inverness. I was literally just texting with one guy I've met at Inverness Country Club. He and I were just texting about something that happened on the show.
You can meet lifelong friends out there. Look, maybe you relocated or you are retired. I mean, a great place to network is the Inverness Country Club.
Absolutely, it is. Like, I see people all the time having business meetings out there, conducting their business out there. A friend of mine out there does a lot of his conference calls from Inverness, so he can just close the computer and head to the first tee when he's done. You can be a member there. Set up a tour at Inverness Country Club, 205-991-8608, 205-991-8608. Erin is who you want to talk to there. She'll get you set up. Go see the great Inverness Country Club. If you're looking for a club home in Birmingham, it needs to be Inverness Country Club. The best days happen at Inverness Country Club, ICCalabama.com.
The average salary annually for an American, what did we find out, Brown? $66,000?
$66,600 and some change is your average American salary.
That's coast to coast.
That is coast to coast, United States, all 50.
Yeah, I think it's less than $50,000 here in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But $66,000 a year is the average salary coast to coast in the United States. Because of NIL, we live in a world where Decorian Moore, this story from the Wall Street Journal, by the way, wide receiver Oregon Decorian Moore, first off, can donate $10,000 to his old high school at Duncanville, Texas.
Oh, that's nice.
He can also spend $80,000 to go to his prom. $80,000 of clothing, parties, decorations, festivities. $12,000 he paid an event planner.
Yeah, I hate to tell him this is a big-ass waste of money.
It's his money, but boy.
Yeah, how long until we hear stories of players blowing all of their NIL money and then not getting into the pros because of injuries or other issues?
I think Jim's giving you one right here.
Let's knock this out first, and then we can get into the big picture here. Louis Vuitton sneakers, $2,000. His and hers post-prom ensemble. So a change of clothes. Valued at $10,000, according to the Wall Street Journal.
The Oscars.
Yeah. A videographer captured Moore throwing $20 bills in the air as he walked through a flower arch and then leaving for prom in a chauffeured Bentley.
His dad should beat him.
Photos and videos from his prom went viral on Instagram, with thousands of fans and friends alike remarking on the extravagance of the occasion. Estimated total cost $80,000. DeCorian Moore, University of Oregon wide receiver. That from the Wall Street Journal. There were other athletes mentioned here in the photo shoot in this big expose on NIL and what they were spending it on. But prom was one of those.
Piss poor parenting. I mean,
yeah, this guy, what's that guy's name? Forrester, he played at Colorado, offensive lineman.
Xavier Payne.
Xavier Payne. I just decided I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right, and I'm going to do it big. He had a $2,500 custom suit, a $1,100 Christian Louboutin spike sneakers. He rented a Mercedes AMG for $1,500.
What are we doing?
Boy, this sounds like a good use of his money.
Yeah. Payne never went to the dance, though, it says, at his high school. Last month, flushed from a six-figure NIL deal, he returned to Florida to attend the Jones High School prom in a $180,000 Mercedes wearing his vintage Cartier watch he said was worth $40,000.
That is apparently, though, the trend now is, from what I've gathered, I don't have a high school-age kid at this moment, but the trend now is everybody gets dressed up, they go do their photos, and they don't even go to the prom. They just go eat or party.
I didn't go to the prom.
You did not?
We stopped by, hung out in the parking lot for a minute, but we didn't go. But, but I didn't spend $80,000.
You didn't really know what's from?
DeCorian did this past year, let's see, he had 34 catches for 497 yards at Oregon. But $66,622, the average American salary, and he spent $80,000 to go back to his prom.
I could be wrong, but I thought we were, advising these kids on proper ways to spend and to save. So I think the program's got to be a little bit involved here. I wouldn't want guys like that playing for me. I know that sounds ridiculous because when I was 18 or 19, I had very little structure and zero guidance, and I probably would have done some dumbass things too.
With money.
But there's got to be people around them, like you do have your agents, and you are planning for a future at the next level in the NFL, and you've got your coaches, and you've got grad assistants. There's got to be some people helping these guys out.
I'm still stuck on the guy going back to high school after he got his NIL check for the prom.
Yeah, I didn't
understand. As soon as I get that check, no one's seeing me.
Yeah,
again.
well, you're thinking coherently, but I didn't think that jumped out at me as well. Now, when I was a freshman in college at Jacksonville State, my current wife, Jennifer, was still a senior in high school. So I went back to my old high school prom because she was there.
But some of these guys don't get to go to their prom their normal time because they have to go on campus.
They're early enrollees and stuff like that. Yeah.
So it maybe cycles back around, or some of these may have already gone to Oregon. But I think DeCorian, I didn't have the date when he went to his from the Wall Street.
I mean, look, I've blown money in Vegas before, but I would rather take this and let's throw a big party in a destination place instead of going back to prom.
He just went back to flex on everybody he graduated.
Kind of felt like that, yeah.
Before we do Tyler's Four Downs today, Odie's brings us part of the show. Tell us about Odie's.
Odie's a great place to watch Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. If you're looking for a place to watch the College World Series, of course, live music on Fridays and Saturdays, you can do it right there at Odie's. 2 locations, the original in Crestline, newest location right there on Broadway in Edgewood and Homewood. Stop in, enjoy the great food from Rodney Davis. Been doing it about 4 decades now. Also, those ice cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Get in and see Will Haver, that great staff. Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern.
And 4 Downs each day brought to you by Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. You ride the roads of Alabama and you see some of the major state government, federal government, municipal roadway projects. Really good chance you're seeing Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction do those projects. They do a bunch of them. And that may indicate to you that they got all the work they can handle. That is not the case at all. They've got an entire division based just on the smaller jobs like parking pads, driveways for your home, maybe a parking lot for a smaller church or a community center or a store or something like that. They do those all the time, and it's the same quality, same no excuse standards, no matter the size of the job. That's the way they do business. For any estimate, big or small, 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or this website, centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
What's one sport that you've never been into but would be interested in getting into?
My schedule is eaten up with golf, so I don't really have time. Like, people have tried to get me to go play pickleball, and I tell them all the time.
Oh, I mean watching, not playing.
Oh, watching.
I should have specified.
Yeah, I will tell you, I used to be a big NHL fan. When I retire, I think I'm going to circle back and I'm going to readopt the Kings, and I'm going to watch more NHL hockey.
I would say I'm more interested in soccer now than I've ever been because of my daughter. If I could get more invested in the sport, one thing I do like about it is the most important games are played in the mornings on Saturdays, right? Those EPL games are a lot of Saturday mornings. Yep. So you could, get up on a Saturday morning and watch your favorite team, and then you got the rest of the day to do stuff.
Yeah, usually I think it's 7:30 Central, and then at 10:30 it seems like, 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock, something like that.
I'm up then anyway, and there's almost, I've got Aerial America on TV, but I've probably seen all 50 states of Aerial America at least 4 times. So, I mean, if I could have a game on that I cared about, if I could get into the English Premier League, that would be a fun Saturday morning.
That might be. You need to find a player you really like in the Premier
Messi,
League.
But he's not there anymore.
Yeah, he's not in the Premier League.
Right.
F1 racing looks fun.
Yeah, that does look fun.
I mean, the parties and everything around it, but every time I try to watch a race, it doesn't look that exciting.
So, I did the same thing because I watched some of that Netflix documentary, and I was like, ooh, this is exciting. And then I decided I'm going to watch a race. There's no passing.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about the qualifying.
But I've always watched, random playoff hockey. I watch more than that. I do playoff basketball. I love all the college sports. I even watched a couple innings of a AUSL softball game last night just to see that they're playing on home cities now, not touring around like they were last year, trying to do the math in my head on how they financially can stay afloat.
They got to have a backer for that, don't they?
They have to.
I mean, ESPN is paying them something for programming.
Yeah, but not enough to do that.
Boy, ESPN likes to piss some money away.
So I'd go F1 for me. F1. I used to think spring football would work. I don't think that anymore, and I don't know if it's just because the model we have with the UFL that I know it's minor league, and it's not, because the old the old USFL back in '83, those were legit NFL players, a bunch of them, and they were battling the NFL, paying more money than the NFL was offering, and getting Jim Kelly before the NFL, that type of stuff.
Yeah, that was a moment in time with Reggie White and Herschel Walker, and that was one of those leagues that maybe they can challenge the NFL. They tried, it didn't work.
That was a Trump move to the fall,
that's right.
which was stupid.
Terrible idea.
And they had the financial backing to be able to make a move on the NFL. There is no chance spring football will ever work.
And I was all in on that for some reason. And maybe it's my time in life that, I couldn't do as many things that I can do now.
Yeah, you didn't have any options. You had
this time of
3
year, I
TV.
got so much things I want to do because of the weather.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, I used to always say of spring football, hey, I'll watch football any day of the year. Give me all you can give me. What I learned is when we got a spring league that was a legitimate league, not one of these fly-by-night, but I would say this version of the USFL and UFL has been backed by Fox. ESPN's got an investment in it. It's more legitimate than anything we've had since the original USFL. It's in spring. I want to be outside in the spring, and I don't want to go to a game.
But outside of your brother or son playing for one of these teams, like if I asked you right now, and I know what the answer is, you can watch 4 episodes of Friends and Neighbors, or you can watch a Stallions game. It's not even close.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to choose a streaming show. I would agree.
And I would tell you, they play a lot of day games for the TV windows. And I watched I have barely watched a second of the UFL this year. But I watched a whole quarter and a half of Eskimo and Ottawa the other night as the CFL is cranked up because it was on at night.
I know.
Right?
I used to watch some CFL in the summer before there was a UFL. I would catch the CFL a little bit before NFL preseason started. Now, once NFL preseason starts, I'd rather watch an NFL preseason game than a CFL game. And then once you get to actual regular season, the CFL continues. I don't even pay a bit of attention.
That's right. They should end their season before the
Well, you know why the
American
CFL is more enjoyable is they're playing in large part in front of not maybe full stadiums, but better crowds, better atmosphere.
Yep.
Second down.
Celebrity birthdays were kind of lacking today. Didn't know where to go with this. So Sadie Robertson, best known for her role on Duck Dynasty on A&E, turns 28 today. What's one show that seemingly everyone around you was into, but you just couldn't get into?
That's one of them.
That was one of them for me.
Yeah.
That was Duck Dynasty, correct?
All right.
Yep.
I didn't watch that.
Yeah,
I
saw an episode. It was so freaking hokey.
Yeah, and it was clearly staged. Like, we're going to need you to walk in the room and, do this. I mean,
the Kardashians. I've never seen an episode of the Kardashians.
I've never seen an episode of that. I've seen more. I've seen 2 Duck Dynasties. I've seen 0 Kardashians.
But were more people around you into Duck Dynasty or the Kardashians?
Probably Duck Dynasty.
I think I had the flu, and it was on, and I couldn't reach the remote to change the channel.
I mean, the masses. I think more people were watching the Kardashians, but as far as people I know, I don't know.
Goose is Game of Thrones. Like everybody that. When Game of Thrones was on, everybody involved with the show was watching it except me. I've never watched it.
Well, I didn't get on until after the 2nd season.
Yeah.
I got on when the 3rd season dropped.
I think I did the same thing, or the 3rd season was coming, and I played catch up and watched season 1 and season 2 to be ready for season 3.
Yellowstone's another one. I've never watched Yellowstone.
I watched.
I tried.
I tried. I couldn't do it.
I watched the first episode, and then I came back and asked you two, is the old girl that's is she in every episode? And they're like, yeah, she's a big part. And I'm like, can't watch it.
Well, the spinoff, they're supposed to, Annette Bening, I don't know if you guys are familiar. I know you are.
Oh, it's already out.
Yeah, but I'm saying Annette Bening's supposed to be more obnoxious than Beth Dutton. And I'm like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Like, she can't be.
You've got to make these characters likable at some point.
At some point.
No,
and
she's still playing Beth Dutton.
No, I know that. No, I'm saying there's another woman that is involved in the spinoff that is played by Annette Bening, and people are saying that she's more over the top than Beth Dutton. And I'm like, that just
So
doesn't
that's
seem
not
possible.
Beth Dutton's name, Annette Bening, then. What's her name?
Kelly Riley.
Yeah. She's Australian or British.
Yeah.
I know that when she talks, I'm like, you're not talking like Beth Dutton.
Yeah, she's tall.
I tried to watch the first episode of that. And I watch bad TV. So I went, it's Rip and Beth, and they've got their own ranch now.
Oh, it's a spinoff?
Yeah, it's absolutely a spinoff. They're still the Duttons and everything after that. She still has the scar on her face and all
But
that.
I think Cole Hauser's tapped out, right? The guy that plays Rip, I think he's
no, it's
like,
him.
I think
but I think
with
he's like, I'm
dignity
done with
left
this
is
now.
tapped out.
Yeah,
with that franchise.
after doing one season.
Okay, so one season and he's done. Well, he almost died in the opening scene. Because
He may die in the last
they're
one,
finally happy. They've got this ranch. There's no controversy in anything. And before the opener runs, there's a wildfire that almost kills Rip, and they lose everything, and they've got to start over.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, the first episode of Yellowstone, when I watched it,
was like a movie.
I was blown away,
Me too.
and I think they could have done. And I understand a cash grab. I mean, you're not going to do a great show, and you're not going to try to reboot it and all these spinoffs. And Taylor Sheridan's made a fortune, and his deal with NBC is crazy. What is it, a $1 billion deal?
Yeah.
But if they would have done one season of Yellowstone, I think they could have done a really, really good season.
So they were. Well, Kevin Costner was trying to get like a movie version of Yellowstone kind of going, and after his split with Taylor Sheridan, he named it Horizon: An American Saga.
And it was not good. I don't know if you saw the first. They didn't even make. They were going to do 3.
They were going to do 4.
Okay.
And they were all 3 hours each.
Oof.
And obviously, if you market your movie as, hey, you're going to get a quarter of the story and it's going to take you 3 hours. Come and spend $20 a ticket. You get nobody in that way.
I did it just because, I was one of the few people that liked open range. And I thought there might be something to it because of all the money. He put his own money into it, but it was not good.
Yeah, he lost his ass over that.
Third down.
All right, so one thing that has been distracting me from watching all these movies is this situation with a Lego store in Oregon. This store has been accused of stealing $200,000 worth of Legos from this man's family. This guy comes in to sell all his Legos, his father's Lego collection, to get money for medical bills, and through a bunch of different situations, the guy still has not been paid out the full amount, so a YouTuber gets involved in the investigation, and it just keeps getting crazier and crazier every single day. So, I say all that to say, what's the craziest news story you've ever seen unfold? Because this Lego story is wide-reaching between police corruption.
I've got a sports one.
Real quick though, I've got the benefit of hindsight here, but if I'm going into a Lego store expecting they can stroke me a check for $200,000, that seems to be poor planning on your part.
This is not like a Lego brand Lego store. It's for resale.
Okay,
like
either
limited
way,
collections.
any
and stuff
store
like
with $200,000, I'm going to need to see the cashier's check before I hand over the Legos.
Right.
And now I've got the benefit of hindsight on that, but anyway.
Yeah, the first time a 8 beat a 1 in the NBA playoffs was when the Denver Nuggets knocked off Sean Kemp, Gary Payton in Seattle. And Brian Williams was a part of that team. He later became Bison Dele. And I don't know if you guys remember this story. It was crazy. It was when I first started doing the show with Scott Griffin in 2002. But he got murdered by his older brother. They had been on a catamaran. It was like...
Yeah, I remember that now.
It was just...
Yeah.
It was a wild-ass story. That and the Dave Bliss Baylor story.
Yeah.
As far as those playing out in real time when we were doing sports talk radio.
Yeah. Did you cover one by chance as a news guy?
A story that was crazy unfolding?
Yeah.
No.
We didn't get those in Birmingham?
No. I mean, no.
Yeah.
I've got none, really.
I mean, on July 6, 2002, Dele sailed from Tahiti on his catamaran. He was joined by his girlfriend and his brother. He ended up shooting them both in the head and dumping them overboard.
Sam's got a good one. The girl that faked the kidnapping out on 459.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
about
guess
that.
Manti Te'o. Then.
Oh,
We were
yeah,
following
that's
that.
right. Yeah, Manti Te'o. That was pretty
I
bizarre.
covered that one in person.
Yeah,
What, the 459? I saw that stupid-ass movie.
Carly
God.
I meant to watch that, and I never
Carly
did.
Russell.
No,
Yeah.
don't go watch it. It's pornographic. I mean, it starts as a porn.
Yeah,
basically.
you're right. I was like, damn, I got the wrong thing on
We
right
watched it just to laugh about it. No. We watched it at home just to laugh about it. And the first scene, I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah,
What
she's
have we-
getting pounded out. There's like no purpose
I
to it.
literally backed out to make sure I had clicked on the right thing. Yeah.
No, I was covering the news conference for ABC 3340 when now Hoover Mayor, I forget what his
Nick
name is.
Durgis.
Yeah, Nick
Yeah, he was the police chief at the time.
He was the police chief at the time, and he comes out and basically spills the beans about it's a hoax. And it was one of those moments where all the reporters and photogs are looking around the room like, holy sh! Like we could not believe what was going on.
Like, why?
You mean she really wasn't kidnapped by a clown with a box of Cheez-Its?
It made no sense to begin with.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts.
Fourth down.
All right, so today in 1982, E.T. released in theaters. And also today in 1993, Jurassic Park released in theaters.
Wow. So what's the date of history? We got Ferris Bueller, Jurassic Park, and...
Well, I mean,
That's
summer
a good day to
blockbusters.
release.
They used to release really good summer blockbusters, which they don't anymore.
On June 11th?
They
It was always
do.
June 11th?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, typically Memorial Day weekend is like the kickoff to summer blockbuster season. But anyway, favorite Spielberg movie that is not Jaws?
Saving Private Ryan.
It's a really good one.
Star Wars.
That's George Lucas.
I do like Munich a lot.
Indiana Jones, Jim, is where you're
I probably would go Saving Private Ryan, but I mean, Jaws is definitely your answer, but I know you said no Jaws.
My
Jurassic
favorites-
Park's really good, though.
Jurassic Park is great. Temple of Doom, gonna be my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, I just the Indiana Jones does not hold up for me.
I'm going to say I did not love them as much as everybody did at the time. I was not a huge Indiana Jones
Yeah, I did as a
fan.
kid, but going back and watching them with Jack, I'm like, can't get into it.
They were big at church. What are they called? Lock-ins.
The Indiana Jones movies were? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, you're looking for religious artifacts, so
Yeah,
It's got a church
I mean,
tie.
it is kind of safe. Like, there's no like,
Yeah.
there's
I mean,
no
it's
graphic
cool. Yeah.
violence. There's no sex.
You might
there's
have
no cussing.
some alcohol, the girl in the original
Yeah.
one's taking shots in the bar, but people are getting killed.
I mean,
All
you're
that.
talking to a guy who one time made out in the back watching a movie at a church lock-in.
Yeah.
So,
That's happened before, Jim.
Yeah.
in the house of the Lord.
yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. Shout out Westbrook Baptist Church, Alabaster.
Shout out.
I'm looking at some of his movies.
Early on, Spielberg can't miss.
So Close Encounters was him. E.T. was him. Didn't really love either one of those. Color Purple, Empire of the Sun, Jurassic Park. I guess Jurassic Park for me. Minority Report was pretty good.
Minority Report is really good.
Yeah, I
Before
like
its
that one.
time.
Yeah.
Brown, you need to go watch Jurassic. I'll do
Jurassic
you a
Park.
favor.
Never
I
seen
am
it.
willing to commit to watching Lincoln tonight. If you watch Jurassic Park tonight, we'll come back and we'll share notes.
We'll
I mean, Catch Me If You Can. That was good.
Yeah, Catch Me If You Can's a good flick. That came up earlier.
Can
yeah.
you get it in Jurassic Park?
I'll let you know. Let me see what I got tonight. We may go to dinner with some friends.
He did Back to the Future?
Was that Spielberg?
No,
that was
Robert Zemeckis.
It was Amblin Entertainment is what he found.
Yeah, it's covered. Yeah.
So let me ask you: have you ever had a fascination with dinosaurs?
Not particularly. No.
Do you believe in dinosaurs?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think
We
there's
found
enough
their
evidence.
bones.
Yeah, we got bones. Yeah.
I would still. Some people still don't believe.
Oh, yeah. There's some
Yeah.
people don't believe in almost anything
Yeah.
that's out there. Yeah.
That was 4.
And that's 4 downs today, brought to you by Central Alabama Asphalt. When the show rolls on, we'll do some more college football, a little NFL news out there, and get you ready more for the World Series going on out in Omaha, where Troy and Alabama are representing the state, 5 SEC teams. We'll show you a great photo Greg Sankey was sending out yesterday. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Leslie and her board-certified team can help jumpstart your weight loss today at Way to Wellness. The website, again, aplanforme.com. Go there and check out everything they offer. That includes the injection therapy, the meal replacement. I eat these protein bars to try to keep from bad snacking throughout the day. I love the chocolate peanut butter or chocolate and caramel flavors. They're so good right there at Way to Wellness. There's no contracts, there's no sign-up fee, and the consultation is free. Let me tell you, it works. It has worked for me. It's helped me keep the weight off. They can do it for you. Aplanforme.com. It's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Hop in. Injured in an Uber or Lyft? Here's the problem. Was it the driver's fault? The other car? The app company? Good luck figuring that out while you're trying to heal. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys, they've got a guy for rideshare accidents. And here's the best part. They don't get paid unless you do. You heal. They fight. One call, 659-777-7777. Or visit alexwins.law. Alexander Shinar Trial Attorneys. Because rideshare accidents need an experienced team. Physical office is Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
We'll do our spotlight here in just a second. Did want to bring up one other thing to keep an eye on for Team USA when they play soccer tomorrow night to start the World Cup. We already mentioned Birmingham. Hoover's Chris Richards is the most irreplaceable player on the USA roster, according to CBS Sports. He'll be good to go with an ankle injury. He's going to tape it up and play tomorrow night. Also on the team is Alex Freeman. Alex Freeman is the son of Super Bowl winning Green Bay Packer Antonio Freeman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Very good receiver back in the day.
Yeah.
So,
again, kind of makes you feel old that Antonio Freeman's old enough to have a son playing for Team USA in the World Cup.
Yeah. And again, they're Friday night in LA against Paraguay in a crucial game for the Team USA. Then they play the following Friday afternoon, so a week from tomorrow, in Seattle against Australia. By the way, all the games in Seattle will have a drone scoreboard. Drones in the air. Unless that was a fake account too, for sure.
I think that one might be
just
fake.
it doesn't make any sense. Like Lumen is a really cool venue, and maybe
that could be a fake account too.
I'm double checking this.
Even if it's not fake, like if it is real, like why?
It's not.
Yeah, okay.
I found it on Visit Seattle's official government website.
Okay,
it is not fake, or
introducing the first ever drone scoreboard coming to Seattle. Enjoy a one-of-a-kind celebration after each World Cup match in Seattle.
Okay, but it's not necessarily over the stadium. Well, I guess I don't know.
So this will be to end the game, right? Like they're not going to have it up the entire time, are they?
That's what it's looking like.
Okay, I was about to say, that seems like a lot of work.
Yeah. You kind of drop the drone's tail every time the second changes.
Well, I mean, I guess you really don't have much scoring.
It'd be like the old guy at the Fenway coming in and putting it's
I
like a
know,
modern
I
version
know.
of that.
And again, group play doesn't end until I think it's June 25th. On a Thursday at 9 o'clock Central Time at night back in L.A. when the Americans play the best team. There's the mock-up of the scoreboard.
It makes more sense now. When you said a drone scoreboard, I initially thought, this is the dumbest thing I've ever thought, but I was doing this on the fly. Like inside the stadium. I know, hang on. I cannot believe I thought this, but this is what I thought. Inside the stadium, because it's not a dome, there was going to be a hovering
That's exactly what I thought.
Is that what you thought too?
I thought it was like that's going to be the scoreboard in place of the Jumbotron.
They had drones and they were going to have a hovering scoreboard.
Kind of thought the same thing.
Which is incredibly dangerous.
The drones during pregame at Alabama-Oklahoma, the playoff game, was insane. The drones.
Just up in the sky doing
And then he brought them back for halftime. But again, June 25th, I think. So what's the 11th, 14 days later, that's when the Americans play their last group stage game. So this is going to go on a long time.
Almost those college football playoffs, right?
Yeah, it'll take us up to the kick of college football, it seems like. All right, let's do our spotlight today. Tyler, if you'll hit it, man.
The College Football Spotlight.
It's presented by Alexander Shinara, Shinara.com. Shinara.com, that's the place to go for any legal issues you have. Our guy, Alexander Shinara. Listen, he's a Birmingham guy. Was born in Birmingham, raised in Birmingham, went to school at UAB. That's who Alexander Shinara is. I saw him down at Jordan Hare Stadium for the soccer game there. I mean, that's a guy that he lives in this state and he's part of this community, right? Alexander Shinara, he wanted to start a firm that would handle anything his community faced. He's done that, and he's done it super successfully. They've recovered more than $2 billion for their clients. That is a billion with a B, $2 billion for their clients at Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. So whatever legal issue you face, Shinara.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shinara.com.
The Rivals 300 is out for 2028, the players that'll be recruited, not in this cycle, but the next cycle. So the top 300 recruits. And I guarantee you, without looking, you guys could give me the top 4 states where the most 300 recruits come from.
California, Texas, Florida, Georgia. Is that the 4 you would go?
Yes. Final answer.
That is correct. Texas with the most, 43. Georgia now second with 37.
That's crazy.
Because if you think back, just like when recruiting was really at its height, Georgia wasn't necessarily even considered. I mean, this has been like the last 15 years where Georgia has made this kind of push. I mean, used to, it was Texas, California, Florida, and then big gap in any other state after that.
I mean, shouldn't this kind of equate to basketball too? Like, you've got great athletes, but you don't get that out of Georgia.
It is puzzling why. I've always been wondered why University of Georgia and Georgia Tech can't be better at basketball.
When basketball rankings roll back around, I'll try to see if I can find the states here. But Texas 43, Georgia 37. So only 6 athletes keeps Georgia from being number 1 now.
Yeah, so if this breaks on a certain year, Georgia could have the most, which is
crazy, man.
It really is insane based on the population of that state.
Florida is third at 32. So Texas 43, Georgia 37. Florida has 32 of the top 300 for Rivals in 2028. California is fourth with 19. To show you how the population, the desire to play football and all that has changed in California.
Yeah, it is. The high school mentality, I think, in the state of California has changed a little bit when it comes to football.
So that would scare me.
Still a lot of skill, but as far as I don't know how many offensive linemen you got.
That would scare me if I was USC. USC
you know who should scare most? Probably Oregon, because
that's pipeline.
They don't get hardly any in their state or neighboring states
until Dan Lanning. They do Texas and the Southeast now a lot because of Lanning.
Yeah, but they used to hammer Northern California.
Yeah, Decorian Moore, who we talked about, the $80,000 prom guy from Duncanville, Texas.
I do think NIL does change the geography. You've always had certain programs that recruit nationally. But I think with NIL, you're just going, okay, this guy needs $5 million. We've identified him as the best receiver in this class. You know, all the major programs are going to go after him. So back to the USC thing, like there is a little bit of concern, but USC is going to be able to recruit nationally with their budget.
The 5th state, though.
So there's a surprise 5th state here, and is it close? Or are they like nipping on California's heels?
They have 14.
I have a guess.
And California, wait a minute, California had how many?
California had 19.
And this team has 4, or this state has 14.
Yes.
Go ahead, Brooks.
I think it's Tennessee.
I was going to say, strangely, Mississippi.
I mean,
LSU or Louisiana.
Louisiana's lost so much population, though, unfortunately. I mean, it used to be a really good guess, and maybe that's the correct answer. Alabama and Mississippi have always done well per capita. I mean, they are sometimes 1 and 2 on this list.
I think
per
Alabama
capita.
was actually 5th in 2027 on this list when I did this story.
It's weird, though. Alabama cycles. Like, Alabama will have years where we have 14, and then a year later we'll have 2.
Yeah. I never know because I don't have his screen in front of me, and I can't tell if he's looking, but Brooks got it right. It's Tennessee with 14.
I used to cover high school football in Chattanooga.
Yeah, but you know who used to tell us? Who used to tell us this all the time was Clay. Clay was like, one reason I'm big on Tennessee, University of Tennessee football moving forward is he's like, no joke, a lot of these Titans guys moved to Nashville. They stayed in Nashville, and they're having kids.
That's right.
But
just the population base around
Nashville. That's right. Has exploded.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Atlanta and Georgia, the whole of the Atlanta area schools. So it's a similar impact.
Yeah, Clay used to and I remember Clay saying this a long time ago and thinking, it won't be that big of a deal. Because, I mean, think about how weird it was when you saw a stud football player come out of Tennessee. It didn't happen a ton.
Yeah, well, back in the day, Philip Fulmer couldn't build his team off of Tennessee recruits.
He was a national recruiter, and it was one thing people praise Fulmer about is like that guy recruits nationally.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. There's Tennessee with 14 now, and how little California was. That's our spotlight today, brought to you by Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. The show also today being brought to you by New York Butcher Shop.
New York Butcher Shop, great place to pick up the fantastic meats from the ribs, the chicken, the pork, of course, the great steaks, fresh sides made in-house every single day. Fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts as well. Get in, see Jim and that great staff of butchers as we roll into the weekend. 2 locations, the original Cava Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
Do you guys remember who had the first $1 million sports contract a year?
I got a guess on this, Jim. I don't know if I'm correct, but I can remember being in Sachs Middle School, and we used to get to go to the library during English, I believe it was, or reading. Maybe we had a class actually called reading, and we would all scramble over to get the Sports Illustrateds and the periodicals. And I had the one that showed baseball, the highest baseball salary at each position. And for some reason, this would have been, I'm in middle school, early to mid-'80s.
No, I remember the minimum salary then was $64,500 because I remember the cover well because there was like 50 people on the cover. And I've got a guy, I was going to go the exact same thing, and I wonder if we've got the same guy.
Okay, I remember opening, and it had each position, and Eddie Murray was the Baltimore Orioles first baseman making $1 million a year. And I'm like, man, there's a baseball player making $1 million a year. You kidding me?
I thought it was Nolan Ryan, but it could be Eddie Murray.
It is Nolan Ryan, the first baseball player to sign a $1 million per year contract when he joined the Houston Astros in 1979. Joe Namath got $1 million plus a year, factoring in his endorsements when he went to the New York Jets. Bobby Hull was the first person to sign $1 million a year contract in hockey when he signed with the Winnipeg Jets to steal him away to the WHA. Don Carter was the first sports person to make $1 million a year. He was a bowler in 1964.
Get out of town. Yeah. How did he do that?
Ebernight International.
But even endorsements to get to $1 million.
I say all that because we have our first $500 million contract signed now. $500 million, $500 million. Patrick Mahomes yesterday as they reworked his contract, and he's now making it's a $500 million contract.
Yeah, he looked a step slower last year. You remember in 2024, it was amazing with the conspiracy theories on how the Chiefs were winning games late and like pulling them out of their ass. Well, it went the opposite way, and they had a disaster season. The timing of this is, I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't earn it. He doesn't deserve it. I mean, he has earned that, but the timing is strange based on where he is in his career.
How long is this contract?
They added 2 years to his contract, which will keep the two-time MVP in Kansas City through 2033 on a deal valued at $504.75 million, the NFL's first $500 million contract.
I don't think there's any chance he plays that. I don't think any of y'all don't think that, do you?
No, I would not think so.
Even without the injury at the end of last year, I don't know that he would go.
But, there's a lot of these contracts. I don't know if you guys saw Barkley's comments. People were pissed off about the Cardi B, which was so stupid that he said Cardi D's.
I saw Dan Patrick ask him about it. I have not seen any uproar about that.
I really haven't either. Charles was the one that was like, I hope they fire me for it because I don't want to work that long.
That's where I assume there was uproar because Barkley coming out and saying, I would love to get fired. And my point was going to be, I've got this contract. I signed a 10-year, $210 million deal. There is no chance I'm working out the entirety of this contract. So if they're dumb enough to fire me, they can pay me. We'll go our separate ways.
Charles has said this before, by the way, and he works all these contracts.
I was about to say that, Brown. I think we've done this show 17 years, and I think for about 10 of that, Barkley has told us every time, this is my last contract.
Yeah, because I remember the first time he did it on Jocks, I remember like, ooh, we got national news. Charles has just told us he's retiring at the end of a contract. And then I think he probably said it 5 more times after that.
I remember, I forget what year it was, that they came to him in Arizona.
With a big check?
With a big check.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, and he said that he would never work past 60.
Yeah, and he keeps going.
Charles
likes the money.
Charles used to go out a lot. I don't think he does anymore, so I think he's having a good time with the show. So it will be interesting to see if he is able to ride it out and go through the entirety of that contract.
They worked less this year than he's ever worked. I mean, ESPN barely used them until the end of the season.
I did want to bring this up because of the 4 major sports, college football's quickly moving in front of the NHL. What do you think the average salary in the NHL is this year?
I don't even know how to guess.
It's actually, relatively speaking, it got to be pretty good money there for a while. The average salary, let's see.
I don't even know how to guess on these, Lance. I mean, like I would guess average salary in the NFL is $4 million.
Average salary for NHL is $3.5 million.
Yeah, well, he's got the answer, right?
Yeah.
You were about to give it to us.
Yeah, no, 3.5 with a league minimum of $775,000. So, I mean, the numbers are just back to you, looking through that Sports Illustrated.
Eddie
My
Murray.
God, somebody's making $1 million to play baseball. Now your average hockey player is making $3.5 million.
Yeah, but I went for cheap Mexican food last night with Maggie with no alcohol involved at all, and it was $47.30.
There's no such thing as cheap anymore. In anything.
So that's why I would rather go to the New York Butcher Shop, seriously, and buy a bottle of wine from the New York Butcher Shop and buy a couple of steaks. And I'm telling you, I'm coming out cheaper than going to a restaurant and having a couple of drinks. 100%.
Oh, not even close. Not even close. By the way, again, for the World Cup, do you see some of the beers that they've got? They've got some extended beers.
Like yard beers?
Yeah, different sized beers. And I always wonder, is that worth it?
It's not.
I almost want to go smaller.
Yeah, you want to go smaller because all these venues, you hear about the Europeans talking about how hot it is. I mean, you can't drink, 3 feet of beer without it getting hot.
Yeah, does it get
I got to set up tomorrow, by the way.
It doesn't get watered down, does it?
Your beer.
The beer doesn't get watered down.
It just gets hot.
It gets hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess watered down. The soft drinks get watered down because of the ice melts.
I don't know if it's because of the heat, but it can get a little flat tasting as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask if it got flat.
Yeah, I don't know if it gets flat, but it tastes.
Yeah, it's probably a lot of backwash, gets hot.
Yeah.
But, even the amphitheater, I forgot who was talking about the amphitheater beers down at Coca-Cola. Those are basically, I think it was Brooks, they're $20, and he's right. I've only been to one show there. But give me a 12 to 16 ounce beer. When you get to 20 ounces and it's 90 plus degrees out there, because, I can drink it before it gets hot, but then I'm, drinking 10 beers at $20.
Yeah. The best thing is buckets so you get ice. The Bud Light bucket's the way to go.
Oh, yeah, like they do at our shows.
Yeah.
When Anheuser-Busch is doing over our shows, they bring out a bucket of, is it 6?
Yeah, you know who won't do that? Amphitheaters.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they want you drinking 16 of the 20, throwing 4 ounces away and hurrying and getting another one.
Hey, tomorrow on the show, LT's about to set it up. Make sure he's confirmed. Tyler will drink 9 beers and eat 9 hot dogs in the course of a show to pay off his bracket challenge bet, the first of 3 bracket challenges that are about to be paid off on the show. And Tyler gets to go first. 9 dogs and 9 beers, the 9-9 challenge in the course of one show. So that times out about the length of a baseball game. So that works out pretty good for you.
Yeah, I mean, simple math every 20 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just that easy.
Yeah. Thanks to our friends at Hamburger Helper.
Does he get some cheeseburger macaroni tomorrow?
Hamburger Heaven.
God, that would be a disaster.
Oh, God.
Scott wants stroganoff.
Hamburger Heaven on Highway 280. Great location. Don't do stroganoff with brownie.
No, stroganoff, line of fire.
He just threw up a little bit in his mouth right there.
What's your deal with stroganoff?
It's what I ate when I vomited everywhere and during the line of fire, and I've never eaten it again.
Oh.
And my wife has told me, if I kill you, I'm cooking beef stroganoff. That's how you're going down. I will not eat it. I can't eat. The sound of it makes me...
Yep.
Final
hour of the show coming up. Brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champyschicken.com. They bring you the 11 o'clock hour every day here on the show. Go by and see Sterling and the crew. If he had hot dogs, if it was a hot dog challenge, he'd be bringing them up here tomorrow. So maybe next time, Tyler eats too much chicken fingers anyway. I don't know how many chicken fingers from Sterling, those big ones from hand-cut chicken fingers. How many could you eat if that was your challenge tomorrow? If we gave you 3 hours and set an over-under number, what would be a good number? How many do you think you could eat?
I might get 2.5. Those are some big chicken fingers.
Come on.
I always
was thinking
say
50.
I take the rest home with me to get 2 meals out of it.
Yeah, but if you were challenged to eat those delicious chicken fingers,
it still probably wouldn't change. I'd get about 2.5 to 3.
That's how big they are. And the brined overnight cooked to order chicken. It's juicy. It's hot when it comes out. In-house made sides. Highway 119 in Alabaster. Champy's Chicken.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We told you this hour brought to you by Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. If you're listening to us on the podcast or wherever you get the replay of our show and not with us live, thanks for being with us. Champy's Chicken always brings you hour 3 of the show. Highway 119 in Alabaster. It's a Thursday as we record this live, or if you're listening live, it's a Thursday, and you may be packing up heading to the beach or the lake for the weekend. Good for you. When you're coming back on Sunday or Monday, going or coming to Alabaster exit off I-65, great place to get off. And less than a mile off the exit is Champy's Chicken, Highway 119. Get the great Southern cooking, in-house made sides, and so much more. Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com. The more people talk on both sides of this Brendan Sorsby thing, the more confusing and lost in the weeds we get, because we've gone from gambling on your own team and sports betting and all that on a player who's right now eligible to play because of an injunction. Most people think before the season starts in 79 days, he will not be eligible. But now we're bringing in DUIs. Cody Campbell was on Outkick and said nobody was lining up not to play Penn State because of that horrible incident that happened there.
Ooh, he said that?
Yeah. And then there's Joey McGuire last night, courtesy of KTRK, speaking about Brendan Sorsby, and he had this to say, Tyler.
Is recovering from an addiction. He's recovering. Like, I've sat down with this young man multiple times, and the things that he is going through and what he's been through is serious. As a society, we've been okay with other things that happens and allowing players to play, and this has been the one thing that has united people that we're against, you know. And it's crazy because it's not murder, it's not beating somebody, or there's a lot of things that we're working through.
I mean, the last thing I want to be able to pull for Texas Tech.
I would like to as well.
Yeah,
but.
and they're going to make it really, really difficult. Yeah. You know, the thing I would say, the addiction thing, and there are people that are addicted to everything from sex to French fries to bad TV. And you hope he gets his.
Why did you do 3 things I'm addicted to?
Yeah.
We're talking about Jim here.
But here's the thing. Like, I'm pulling, like right now, I can bet on WNBA, UFC, World Cup, snooker. You can tennis around the world.
Like, wait, is snooker a card game?
I thought that was cards.
Snooker is
like billiards,
it's
right?
it's like pool, but
Yeah.
slightly different.
But you can legally bet on that around the world right now. So my point is, there are a million things that you can guide your addiction to. You don't have to bet on college football. It is black and white. Nobody is going to feel sorry for him. That sucks that he's got an addiction. You can get help for that. There's a way out of that. But don't make him the victim.
Well, the whataboutism, to steal a phrase from social media, is what Joey McGuire is doing here. And what he's doing is he's trying to make all these comparisons to make what Brendan Sorsby did look less egregious. Did he kill anybody? No, he didn't kill anybody. Did he risk anyone's life, including his, by driving drunk? No, he didn't do that. Did he beat somebody? No, he didn't beat somebody. This is not that bad, guys. The problem Joey McGuire faces, and the problem Texas Tech faces, and the problem Brendan Sorsby faces is the NCAA has not written any rules against DUIs. They have not written any rules against domestic violence. They have not written any rules against murder. They generally let the legal system take care of those. They have got a hard and fast rule right here that nobody is unaware of and nobody can debate. It is a hard and fast rule. Pete Rose was subject to it in Major League Baseball. Brendan Sorsby is subject to it in college football. You can't debate it. You know it's there. They educate it. We live in a society where it's been talked about so much. There is not one single player playing college football, could be the dumbest player in college football, knows he can't gamble on his team or gamble on his sport. They know it, every one of them. So don't get in front of a microphone and start saying it's not as bad as fill in the blank.
Right.
You're right. It's not as bad as that. But those rules don't exist in college football, and your guy broke the one that did.
Here's what I would appreciate.
One of our listeners, real quick, he says, call me crazy, but I think people are making a big deal about this whole thing. He bet on his team, not against him. Doesn't that give him even more reason to go out there and perform? So this guy, Damian is taking the side of almost.
But that's an irrelevant argument because the rule is you don't.
Yeah, the rule is
you don't bet on a game you play in.
Yeah, and I think the better stance from Texas Tech. Bad PR, by the way. And I guess Cody Campbell's calling all the shots because he's got the deepest pockets.
Clearly.
But, hey, look, he is a Red Raider. We are going to support Brendan. A judge has ruled him eligible. We will let this process play out. But as of now, He has been reinstated, and we're standing behind our player. Don't look for excuses.
That's right.
And make him the victim and make Texas Tech the victim. This is a terrible, terrible look.
Several of our listeners, this sort of surmises some of their tweets, but I blame the powers that be in the NCAA and the NFL when they started advertising all the betting sites. That changed the game for all the athletes. It's hard for a company to have a sponsor and tell its employees of that company that you can't use the sponsor.
It's really not.
Yeah, it's really
I've never bought into that. People are like, well, the NFL has gambling policies while they're taking DraftKings money. Well, they are, but the NFL is taking DraftKings money so that they can pay their players handsomely. There's not an NFL player that has to gamble to make ends meet.
Well, and there's
would
rules.
Would you agree with that?
No, yeah, 100%. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to be 21 to gamble.
All right.
You've got to be 21 to drink. Bud Light is a partner of a lot of these. And, look, be responsible. If you're 18, 19, 20 years old, you're not supposed to drink. If you are one of these athletes, you're not supposed to wager.
Yeah.
And by the way, Sorsby, some of these bets, especially when he was at Indiana, he wasn't 21.
Yeah.
So he was betting below the legal age of being able to bet. And he knew he was doing something wrong because he was wiring money to friends to use in a false account that wasn't under his name. By the way, wiring across state lines, which also was a federal offense.
Let's not blame the sponsors on enabling these athletes.
That's right. It's the dumbest argument. I don't understand that argument. It is such a I've never understood that. Well, the NFL is going to say players can't gamble, but they're taking DraftKings money. They are. They tell the NFL players don't gamble because it's their rule. And if you want to gamble, that's fine. Don't go play in the NFL. You can gamble all you want if you don't play in the NFL.
Big 12's meeting again today, but Kirby Hocutt beat the punch out last night, saying that we're supporting Brendan Sorsby as we do all of our athletes. He still hasn't played a game for us. He goes into all that. We're still working through the process, but we are going to defend Brendan Sorsby, and sources have told On 3 Sports, and as you see mentioned there, they're going to defend Texas Tech as well. They say that they will go back into a courtroom, even against other schools that decide not to play the Red Raiders. A source telling Pete Nakos Texas Tech is 100% ready to return to court against the Big 12 or Big 12 members or other institutions who ban us or try to exclude us from playoffs or playing against us.
I said contractually that's going to be a problem if people try to dip out, and I don't think people will be able to dip out.
Well, they've got a drafting partner as of today, attorney, because all politics are local, as you well know. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has sent a formal letter to the Big 12 threatening legal action if the conference moves to sanction Texas Tech over its support of quarterback Brendan Sorsby. So the Texas Attorney General is saying, we'll fight you in our state if you try to tell teams. Now, it should be noted, notable Big 12 schools such as Baylor, Texas Christian, is that the only other Texas schools? Houston, are also in the same state that Ken Paxton. They're probably like, no, wait a minute. What about us? What if we feel like we should play Texas Tech?
Ken Paxton is a Baylor University alumni.
Oh, there you go.
Just to throw that out there, I'm sure it.
But I also bet he's probably up for re-election soon, and Cody Campbell probably has greased there are new yard signs popping up all over Texas.
Hey, if Texas Tech had another option, and whether it was Will Hammond being 100% healthy, your backup from last year, or if, let's just use Sam Leavitt, if they were able to still be able to finagle him from LSU, I know that's impossible. But my point is, they wouldn't be loyal to Sorsby. It is amazing the guy's never taken a snap for Texas Tech, and they are destroying their reputation for a guy that has never played a down.
Who I think is not good in big games.
And that's what's going to be crazy is if they somehow get to play him and he's as bad as you think he's going to be, how bad does this look that you went to the mat for that guy?
But you got to admit, they apparently think he's really good.
They must.
There is no way that you would take on this kind of PR and damage your program. And again, even we talked about this a couple of days ago, even if they win the national championship, people are going to be like, so what? Guy shouldn't have been eligible.
Yeah. By the way, Jace is right. I forgot this part. I think Ken Paxton is in that hotly contested Senate race in Texas. It's I say hotly contested. It's been a seat that a Republican has been in that seat for quite a while, but there's a Democratic challenger, I believe, that is making some waves.
Oh, yep, he's going against Tallarico.
Yeah, there you go. So that's that big race out in Texas that a lot of people are paying attention to. Now, I think Paxton is favored to win it, But this is what you do when you're in a big political race, right?
Did you guys find it interesting?
No, of course not.
Yesterday when Brandon Marcello was on, and he's like, he's not going to play.
Yeah, I thought Brandon was very bold in that.
I think that's the way most people feel it will come down now, that somewhere along the way they'll either get the accelerated appeal, and Jay Billis doesn't think he'll play either. Jay Billis said, a lawyer, he's got his law degree, accelerated appeal, they get this in the court, you get the injunction because you're able to show harm that you can't make the money, so that gets you the injunction, but you have to also show that you can have a chance to win the court case when you get to the trial in February. And he's like, there's no way they'll be able to show the next group of judges that you have a chance of winning this case.
Oh, I think they know that. Let's just get it to February. And I disagree. Look, and Jay's got the legal background. And, a couple of weeks ago when we talked about this, I was like, there's no way Brendan Sorsby is ever going to play another snap of maybe even meaningful football at the next level at the NFL. But for Texas Tech to go all in again and to harm and fracture their entire relationship with their conference in the Big 12 and then to be hated by everybody in college football, they got to believe that they really think he's going to play, because why would you not tap out days ago before this shitstorm of bad PR?
Yeah. It does hurt the image. You're right. For all the sports.
But I'm like Lance. I wanted to pull for Texas Tech this year. I've always liked this Cody Campbell guy because I think he's just a swashbuckler that's trying to make his program relevant. I've always been fascinated by this. They're kind of a fun story before all this. I really wanted to pull for them. I kind of wanted them to win some games this year. Now, I'm going to pull for them to a certain point. If they're playing, a state team or an SEC team, I'll probably go SEC there. But I kind of wanted to pull for them.
Yeah, look, Joey McGuire might be a God-fearing, great guy.
Seems like he's always seemed like a cool guy.
But for him to say some of the things he's saying, I would be shocked if he sat down with Brendan Sorsby 5 times face-to-face in his life.
So I've got some interesting information here. Someone in the chat mentioned that Cody Campbell was a donor, so I went digging into transparencyusa.org, which shows different contributors. So Cody Campbell has donated $30,000 to the Honorable Ken Paxton.
There you go.
Yeah. That's a small donation.
That is
for
a
him.
small donation.
Yeah. That's the one that was reported.
Yeah, I'm going to need that jacked up a little bit.
Oh,
or
yeah.
the under the table.
Oh, I think it probably got jacked up today.
Yeah, was it $30,000 last night?
It doesn't say when it was,
Yeah.
so I imagine the number's gone up significantly, or there will be more additions to this
Who would have thought that college football, now that we have legalized players being paid NIL, would get dirtier than it ever has
Isn't
been?
it insane?
Yeah. Because now you're getting politicians involved. And I mean, there is no way. Again, if he's a Texas Tech guy, then maybe some of these judges make these decisions. But you can't tell me that some of these politicians aren't going to get paid off to make decisions like this in the future.
And I have marveled at the way the NFL has found the way to stay on the calendar 365 days a year. But it's all positive stuff. It's NFL draft.
You're right.
It's camps opening.
Anything
it's
outside
free
of the season
agency.
is negative.
Yeah, and college football has figured out a way to stay on the calendar year round, and it's all terrible stuff. Every bit of it. There's nothing good about it. We're either arguing and can't determine if we want 12, 16, 24, or go back to 4. We're going to court to get players eligible. We're fighting for a guy that admits to gambling on his own team. I mean, it's all negative stuff.
We might as well have the mafia running the league.
I mean, it's almost there.
It feels like some of those stories, they actually had a cleaner game.
That's true. That's a good point.
Our friends at Hemphill brings us part of the show today, and our friends at Hemphill have been doing this for a long time. LT, the 1950s when Birmingham first started trusting Hemphill.
Yeah, 1954. Unfortunately, things are going to happen. HVACs are going to go out. You're going to have the plumbing issues. But the good news is when you do, you have got a company, individuals you can trust. Our friends at Hemphill Services since 1954, as Dunaway said. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Okay, so Brown has some stadium information that I don't have any details on, but he's going to blow my mind on it.
Good. I don't want you two to have details. Scott, I sent Scott a picture. Scott, if you've got the tweet, don't put the whole tweet up, just the photo. I don't know if you've got the whole tweet. Because Florida has announced, and this is an actual story, okay? These are the renderings for the updated Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. You two have been there. I have not.
Yep.
I've never heard great things about it. I think if you two look at the updated renderings.
Initially, I would tell you they put a triple row of sky boxes at the top
Correct.
like they did Lambeau Field.
That's right. And it looks like, again, you two have been there. I have not. The outside looks much nicer than it probably does right now.
Looks like it's a parking deck like they have at Oklahoma.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, those are fan exits or something like that. You know, some schools do student housing on the outside. I don't know if that's what that is. Anyway, we've got more photos. Here's the inside look at what Ben Hill Griffin Stadium.
See, I like that
Spurrier
better
Field
than
looks
upper
like.
decks. I mean, go ahead and do like Lambeau did, and
I'm kind of with you.
Reduce the seating a little bit and just put suites around the top.
I thought we were in the era where people wouldn't spend on stadiums like that anymore. What do you guys guess the price tag for this renovation?
I will guess $125 million.
$125 million. That's a lot of money.
I was going to say $275 million.
$275 million.
That's
Jim.
even more.
That's even more. That'd be a lot to spend on a stadium. Zach Abelverdi, who covers the Florida Gators, and the school has released a video on this. Laura Rutledge voiced the video. Florida has revealed plans and renderings for renovations of Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. The price tag, $1.45 billion.
I mean, I'm not just saying this. I would think that you could wipe out that stadium and build a new one for $1 billion.
$1.45 billion. You guys guessed big and didn't even get the part
but you
after the
guys
decimal. You missed the part after the decimal by 200,000.
We were sitting in the old Jocks
million.
studio, and we were talking about SoFi, or LA's building this massive.
Yeah, I think that one got to $7 billion, didn't it?
But remember, it was like 2.5 or $3 billion. And we're like, you have got to be kidding! Like, they're spending multiple billions.
I mean, how much have they spent on that dump in Jacksonville that they've tried to rebuild and rebuild and rebuild? $1.45 billion.
Yeah, the swamp is a shithole.
Yeah,
it won't be long.
But it looks like they're keeping the orange walls.
Yeah, the plywood wall.
Yeah, let's at least
go no plywood.
Yeah, let's make it a little sturdier. Let's brick it.
Yeah, I assume that's not parking decks, but I was floored when I got to Oklahoma Stadium and they had. I'm sure you got to be a pretty good booster, but you can drive right into the stadium like I'm walking under basically parking decks to get from the press box to Alabama's locker room.
Wow. So you park actually in the stadium,
basically.
basically.
It's like you're inside a gate. Like you've already paid a ticket to get where these people are parking their cars in a parking deck.
That's pretty sweet right there now.
And I assume you've got a path out where it's not stopped with traffic.
This puts more pressure on John Summerall. I know he's not worried about it.
I just don't know how in this era of college football, like I know they're building something that's going to be a return on investment. Like they're putting in $1.45 billion primarily because of what Jim referenced, all those skyboxes at the top. No telling what those skyboxes are going to cost when you're buying them as the fan. I just can't believe in this era of college football, we're sinking $1.45 billion into any stadium.
How 1900s? They've got a fireworks show, not a drone show going on.
I mean, seriously.
Poverty program.
Like, what do you think it would cost to build this stadium from scratch?
I mean, I would like to think you could build a good college football stadium for under $1.5 billion.
I mean, I know supplies are at an all-time high.
I know. It's more expensive to build now than it ever has been.
I'm getting a quote on a deck right now, and I'm scared to death what that's going to look like.
Add a zero, probably. I mean, but wouldn't you, Jim, think, I know.
I would say that if they announce they're tearing down Bryant-Denny Stadium and building a new stadium, $1.5 billion is what I'd say.
Yeah.
To get a brand new stadium.
I think you could get a really, really, really nice stadium for that, so I don't understand that.
SoFi costs $5.5 billion.
But that was overrun.
Yeah, but the budget was $2 billion.
Yeah, I know they went way over budget, but
they didn't even finish it. They don't even have walls.
Well, my point being, I haven't been there, but Lance says it's one of the greatest stadiums he's ever been in.
I've never been, but it's the number one stadium in the world.
But it's amazing. You wouldn't do all those bells and whistles in a college stadium.
No.
I mean again, a college stadium's more bare bones.
Yeah, if I'm John Summerall, I want my boosters to be happy, and I want a really, really good atmosphere. But what could $1+ billion do for NIL?
Or, hey, can I just beg you guys? Let's do a $1.2 billion renovation and give me $200 million.
No, just give me $100 million a year for the next 10 years. I guarantee you, I will win multiple national championships.
Yeah.
A report today, Florida Athletics, saying basketball and football combined, NIL is easily over $50 million.
It's got to be. I mean, they paid a basketball guy to get out of the lottery and come back. I don't know what that's going to cost.
I would say this though, to your point, SoFi Stadium. I don't know how many events are in there, but concerts and everything go on there. these college stadiums don't get used that much. They're trying to use them more for concerts, and like we did at Auburn the other night with the World Cup game. Zach Bryan's going to play there in the fall. Morgan Wallen in Tuscaloosa. They're trying to use them more and more, but you don't get as much use out of these college stadiums at $1.4 billion, to your point, as you get at SoFi Stadium for $5 billion. SoFi Stadium hosts a lot of events throughout the year. Their dates are fuller than other stadiums.
And obviously a little bit different because you're in Los Angeles and you've got crypto, miles away where they're hosting events nonstop. You've got next door, believe it or not, the Forum is still there that has relevant events in there.
But back to my TikTok.
A lot of car shows.
Probably some car shows, but
that was what was going on when I went by there.
I mean, the last time I was there for a Rams game, Tame Impala was playing next door three straight nights at the Forum. So they still do bring in musical acts.
But back to my Argentinian news reports I was watching on TikTok, how they were just marveling at the fact that these small towns in America had football stadiums that were actually more capacity than the population of the town. They could not wrap their mind around it. When major acts, a Taylor Swift or somebody like that, when they go on the road, they're not going to add Gainesville, Florida. They're going to L.A.
Yeah.
They're going to L.A. and SoFi's there. They're going to go to Dallas and play AT&T Stadium. They're not going to say, Gainesville, Florida, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium. So it's just kind of hard to make that $1.4 billion back on something like that, it would seem. But Florida seems to think they can.
It would be interesting if an artist, and it probably would have to be in the country genre, was like, I'm going to do the SEC/Big Ten tour, and I'm going to every stadium. Now, it probably wouldn't work for Ross Aid and West Lafayette, but it would be interesting if you did a tour with all of the stadiums.
I would guess Morgan Wallen could probably do it and sell out most of the venues in the SEC.
He could do these 16 SEC stadiums, sure.
I mean, George Strait is still, I think, the largest crowd ever at Texas A&M at Kyle Field.
Yeah, maybe we focus on SEC because Piscataway, I mean, there's...
Yeah.
Well, they're all over the country,
but there are better
too.
venues up there. If you're going to play Piscataway, why not just go play MetLife Stadium,
Well, June 27th at Nissan Stadium is Alan Jackson's final show.
Ever?
Yeah.
Already sold out.
He says that. Now, he's got some health issues, too, so it's probably...
And he's old.
Yeah.
So it's his final show, but it's been sold out a long time at Nissan Stadium. And he's got a country list of artists that are come on and perform with him and do their songs and all that. So it's a night of music. You could do have a headliner, but multiple acts and do 16 shows easily and sell out.
I don't know. You might have been there. You might have been there. I remember I went to a show at Legion Field. This was May of 1999. And I remember the headliners at that point were Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. But, I mean, it was an all-day country music festival at Legion Field. Do you guys remember this at all?
I do not. I was not there.
I do remember it. I did not go to that.
But I would think that you could have 3 or 4 acts and you could travel the Southeast and build NIL with that.
Yeah, that's right. Make it an NIL event. So, pretty cool for Florida. The thing I hate most about that is that for a year or two of watching Florida games, there'll be construction going on.
You'll see cranes, and it'll be like Missouri's end zone.
Like I hated that during the good Saban years of building going on inside the stadium. I'm like, we got the best years of Alabama football, and we got a crane over here. Are we doing this and that?
You remember the
flyover? It's
flyover?
almost done.
You remember the flyover that looked like it was going to hit the crane? I think it was a Bama-LSU game.
Yeah. So luckily, a lot of that went on in the Shula years and before that.
Yeah, I think that might even been Shula years, the flyover that we thought was going to hit the crane.
When we come back, we'll get to trash. We'll also check in with Rob Vaughn, what he is saying out in Omaha as Alabama and Troy get ready to play in the College World Series. We'll do that in the next segment. The show being brought to you today by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
Yeah, 205-969-8100, the number I called way back in 2003. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama in 1995. Him and Dr. Jen Michelson, the best in the business. If you wear the contacts, you wear the glasses, stop procrastinating. Find out if LASIK is right for you. One simple phone call, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy for more information. MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
We interrupt this program for breaking news. From the gators of the litigation situation. Insurance companies have a playbook. I repeat, insurance companies have a playbook. Deny, delay, defend. They know which law firms will fold and settle cheap. They are not on your side. That's corporate greed at work. At Alexander Sonara Trial Attorneys, we fight back. We have the resources, the muscle, and the will to take them on. And you don't pay a dime unless we win. They fight dirty. We fight hard. Call 659-777-7777 or hit up alexwins.law.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
We'll get to trash in just a second. Don't forget you can get great TNR store gear like Lance's hat today right there in the TNR store, nextround.store, nextround.store. Great t-shirts available there, and you may come across some sold out items. And if you see something you like that's sold out, shoot us an email or drop us a DM in our Twitter, and we will be glad to try to restock those if we still can get to those. If not, we'll get something else that hopefully you'll like, designed for you and ready to go. Nextround.store, nextround.store. Go and enjoy that always. Trash in a second. First off, in college football, Deion Sanders announces he is cancer-free as they get ready for the season coming up.
That is awesome. I saw that yesterday. He's been very open about that and his incontinence. He does commercials for Depends, and we talked about then how, transparent it was for him to do that and say, and I'm just going to say it like it is, in a sport where in recruiting, a lot of times your age is used against you as a head coach. And here's a coach saying, I basically have to wear men's undergarments because I've gotten cotton. I mean, that took a lot of transparency for him to do.
When my old man Chuck got diabetes, it seemed like he was battling something every year, and he never could get on the other side of it. And that kind of seems what Deion's been battling. So, hopefully he gets a little reprieve and can have some because we all take our health for granted, especially if you're in really good health. And you forget how important that is, but you hope for Deion's sake that this continues for a while.
The Rocco's Jello Shot Challenge, I don't know if it starts officially on tomorrow or today, but the record to break, and we do believe West Virginia will break it, 68,888 Jello shots made in, they did that record in 2023. Now, I did see Rocco do a TikTok explaining that they have 120,000 Jello shots pre-made now by an outside source because they got where they were selling so many of them they couldn't make them in-house anymore. So they have what's it called when you have an outside provider?
Outsource?
Yeah, they have a local company that already have all 120,000 made and sitting in refrigerator.
When you think about it, you go to a said Mexican joint on Cinco de Mayo. If your bartenders have not pre-made a bunch of margaritas, you're done.
Yeah.
Dead in the water.
So I think the number was 120,000 already pre-made, ready to go.
Now, West Virginia will win this.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
Just with McAfee in town.
If they stay around. I mean, your problem with them is going to be if Troy upsets them.
Okay, through first weekend, West Virginia will definitely be leader in the clubhouse.
I would agree with that. When everybody has played 2 games, West Virginia is going to be your leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah. Forrester always does a great job of giving us updates from Rocco's as we end up doing that.
Hey, there is an early leader though already.
Right.
Troy?
Games haven't even started yet.
This dude from Ole Miss,
of course,
apparently, according to the CWS Jello Shot Challenge. Through the night, he drove 700-plus miles to stand outside in a nice Nebraska morning mist for an hour and a half before we open, just to put Ole Miss on the board first.
I like the dedication.
All right.
Get Ole Miss on early.
What's he carrying there?
Those are Jello shots.
Oh, he's got different colored Jello shots, too. Really giving Ole Miss a good name now.
So he's buying them by bulk to go?
You can't walk out with them.
I have fortunately gotten on the other side of shots. Every now and then I will stumble into a situation where somebody at a party has got Jello shots, and I'll still have one just suffice. But we used to, all our house parties, and depending on the event, if it was Rams, we had the Rams-colored Jello shots, Lakers-colored Jello shots.
I was going to say, I thought the last Jello shot I ever had was at your sports room or by your pool. But I think I've had one since.
Yeah, we went from the Jello shots to the gummy bears completely soaked in vodka.
That may have been what I had at your house.
That ends up being a bad idea if you've got one of those 12-hour parties because you find gummy bears for weeks all over the place.
In a pool of vomit.
And now your dogs find them.
Oh, they would, for sure.
100%. So
they eat real
great
bears.
photo. Before we hear from Rob Vaughn here, Greg Sankey sent this out. Several of the coaches sent this out. 5 of the 8 coaches, managers, skippers in this are from the SEC, and all 5 of them got together for a photo. 4 of those guys are on the same side of the bracket. The Ole Miss guys are on the other side. So 4 of them are battling each other to get to the championship series as they're all there together. Greg Sankey sending that out. This week's It Just Means More moment with 5 SEC coaches together in Omaha. Congrats and good luck to all the coaches there. That includes Rob Vaughn, who says his team, the Crimson Tide, battle-tested as they land in Omaha.
I think they're just battle-tested and tough. And this time of year, that's what it's all about. It's the makeup, it's the DNA, it's the what can you handle. And we talked about that back in, early March when we were kind of scuffling about if we handle this the right way, this can callous us and scar us over and make us tougher for April, May, and June, and that's what it's done. So I think this group is very confident. I think this group believes in each other. I think they understand what's sitting in front of them, and I think the exciting thing for me is I don't think they're approaching this like, hey, the job's finished. We did something that hadn't been done in 27 years. Job's done. I think this group isn't ready to stop playing together. So, man, we essentially have a regional setup here with 4 SEC teams and then a super behind it in the College World Series final. So I think more than anything, I think this group has the mentality and the makeup to weather everything they've done this year and come out the other side of it.
Troy and West Virginia, the first game tomorrow at 1 o'clock. out there in Omaha. West Virginia minus 230, the favorite there. Then Ole Miss and North Carolina tomorrow night on ESPN, with North Carolina minus 160, the favorite in that. And then Alabama plays Oklahoma on Saturday at 2 o'clock, where Oklahoma and Alabama, a virtual picket. Oklahoma's minus 110, Alabama's minus 120, so that's pretty close, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, that, and to put that in football terms, that's probably a 1.5 to 2 point favorite
by Alabama.
Yeah.
Texas and Georgia. Texas, the 6th national seed. Georgia's the 3rd national seed. Texas is the favorite, minus 135. Georgia plus 105. They play Saturday night in prime time. And I feel like the winner of the Texas-Georgia game in this first-round game gets into the winner's bracket. I think they come out of that side of the bracket and play for the national championship.
Landmine Believer in the chat, and I cannot independently verify these numbers, but he's good at putting stuff in there that's legit. Alabama's played 11 games against the College World Series. Phil, do you know their record?
I think Alabama,
what do you think a good record would be if you played 11 games against the College World Series? Phil?
I mean, I'd go 6-5.
Yeah, 6-5 is what I think it is.
That's what it is. I mean, I think that's pretty good, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, it's in theory.
That, as we look at, great coaches all time versus top 25.
You're shocked how few have a winning record, aren't you?
Yeah, you're like, top 25 wins, and you're barely above 500, but that ends up being really, really good.
Yeah. I will say Rob Vaughn going to start the show with us tomorrow, another 9:05 guest. So the Alabama coach, he'll be on with us tomorrow from Omaha, a day before the game.
He must have liked his last stop with us.
It seems he did.
Good luck. I mean, these guys are – no, I'm saying it's good luck. Like, he's superstitious. I mean, we know baseball players are the most superstitious, and he's probably thinking, you know what, I came on with those guys, and we didn't have any trouble St. John's.
It was all them.
Let's do it again. And they asked me questions about my playing days, which is always good. Before trash, and before Brandy tells us about Central State Bank, true or not true, this may be Jim being fooled again, but I'm told – that the ball we'll use starting today in the World Cup has to be charged for 6 hours because it has 500 sensors in it. The ball has a battery, and a wireless charging station powers the sensors in 90 minutes, and it keeps it running for the full 6 hours of a match time.
That can't be right.
It's real. These sensors
I don't trust
are
anything
used
on the
in
internet.
replay and also in stats and things like that.
Again,
but the ball is put together. It's a 3-part ball, and it's put together with a number of sensors on the inside of it.
So why would the NFL not do this with their balls?
We think they do have a what's it called, a
charging station?
No, a something inside of the ball.
Sensor they do, but I don't think they have to charge it. To Lance's point, they use too many footballs. The NFL, they're constantly ball in, ball out. The soccer, I mean, they could, in theory, play an entire game with just that single ball, right? Sometimes they have, if one goes in the crowd, the goalie's got one ready to go back in, I think.
They have 2 extras.
Two extras. But sometimes you probably wouldn't even have to use those, right?
Yeah, not usually. You're supposed to stick with the same ball for the entire match if you can, but sometimes it's just easier on time to switch them out when it goes in the crowd.
I saw down at Auburn, one went up in the crowd, and the goalie just, he jogged over to the side, got one, and rolled it out and kicked it.
Let them keep it?
I don't know, Lance. I should have paid attention to that.
Stopped watching.
I quit watching once it went up in the crowd.
It was Iceland that kicked it in the stands. The guy grabbed it and ran out the back of the stadium.
Yeah.
Wasn't going to throw it back.
You don't get to keep those.
You don't get to keep them?
No, those are like $400 balls.
You should have kicked it in the stands.
Wait, so that must be legitimate then with all the sensors.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Yeah.
So there's a sensor that marks like where the ball was in relation to different players to mark offsides and to help referees, because the players all wear the like sports bra looking sensors to mark their own stats. And then they also have different sensors that tracks the location of the ball 500 times a second.
Yep.
So that's where all the charging and technology comes in.
So that's for the World Cup, which starts today. That gets us to Trash, brought to you today in part by our friends at Central State Bank.
It is the bank that is big enough to serve you and meet any need you have, but they're also small enough to know you. Anything from buying a car to starting your own business, whatever that dream is, Central State Bank can help fund it for you, but they're funding it from right here in Central Alabama. And the people that are making the decisions that will impact your life right here in Central Alabama. It is Central State Bank. They've got locations throughout Central Alabama. They've been doing this for 100 years, so there is one near you. Big enough to meet every need you have, but small enough to know you. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
It's hard. I mean, we had just finished building our dream home, my wife and I. You could walk out our home and look at the Golden Dome. We tore down an apartment complex to build this beautiful home.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Get out of here.
Self-awareness, not real high on his list.
Tyler, a mere 22 hours and change away from starting to fire up the Bud Lights tomorrow.
Right. Pulling for you, Tyler.
New site will let you pay money to set a bounty that anyone can complete. Now, naturally, it's creating some results, hilarious results, despite some users thinking Black Mirror has finally become a reality. Sooner or later, a lot of these Black Mirror storylines are going to become a reality with technology. Now, sometimes if you have the right amount of cash, you can pay people to do things for you. Well, that's now a lot easier after Pump.Fun revealed a new site aptly labeled Pump.Fun Go.
I'm confused, Lance.
I am too.
Okay.
The site essentially lets you create a bounty, set a monetary reward, and allow anyone who wants to complete the task for you.
Okay.
Now, what's more, there's no limit to the amount of money you can offer, and according to the site, anyone can create or complete bounties for any task. I do get it now. So there are no restrictions on what you can ask someone to do, though Pump Fun moderates, accepts, or rejects submissions. Naturally, as soon as this site was released, fans quickly jumped onto it to request wacky, random, and often permanent bounties out to people. Now, since then, they've seen tattoos on people's legs, foreheads, and other body parts, people covering themselves.
That's
people
what it is.
Covering themselves in watermelon for $950, helping homeless people, applying for jobs, and a trend around paying people to do good in their community, like picking up trash or buying a stranger groceries for $100. Now, however, while the bounties are certainly mixed with positive and negative instructions, plenty of fans are cautious regarding the new site, comparing it to Black Mirror and the film Nerve, which both had similar premises, and they don't end well.
So, I mean, can you put a bounty on somebody's head?
I think that's illegal in most places. I certainly would not do it on a public website. Hey, will you kill my old lady? I'll give you $500.
But I mean, like,
you get 10,000 points.
Okay, you're flying directly to L.A. today. Dress up as Batman on the plane.
Yeah.
I'll pay you $500 to wear a Batman costume
That's
the
right.
entire flight. I
It
mean,
it can be stuff like that, but it will also end up being, hey, go rob this person.
That's right. Yeah.
And make sure you get it on video.
Go rob the bank. I'll give you $5,000 of what you get out.
I'll give you $5,000 if you punch a Spurs fan.
Now,
when he
is
leaves
there-
Madison Square Garden?
I think they're doing that for free, aren't they?
free.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I mean, that's the kind of stuff. I mean, that's why that challenge was going on for a while, where people just were walking by one punch.
Yeah.
It was a
Knockout game.
knockout game.
And that was only for social media credibility right
Yeah.
there. Or not credibility, but attention, basically.
but you do have somebody monitoring this from their site, so there's really not a lot of discretion. You can't hire a hitman.
Not
Of course,
on
they
that
got a
side.
website for that.
I mean, this is also a shady crypto pump and dump website.
Yeah.
The amount of regulation they're going to have in place is
No
going
doubt.
to be minimal.
I think
It
there
does
was,
look like $1 million idea.
I think there was another local arrest on somebody that had booked a hitman online, and they were actually dealing with police, which is just remarkable.
I
to
mean,
people.
if you do that, you deserve island.
I
Not-
agree with
not-
you. I
Not
mean-
because I think it's
No, it's
that
'cause you're
morally
dumb.
You're so stupid.
Yeah.
reprehensible,
Yeah.
but you're so stupid,
Yeah.
you're going to hurt somebody
No.
else
Yeah,
at some
right,
point.
right.
I
You're
swear.
going to hurt society.
You are a drain on everyone
I
else.
think it was an arrest at the Walmart over there on Lake Shore. Is where they were.
Great meeting
the police
place.
officer. Yeah.
Instagram
I swear
comedian.
to you, I think that's where
That's
it was.
where I see all the hitmen
I don't-
hanging
I
out. It's
swear
like the
to you.
black market.
Instagram comedian has gone viral after his mugshot spread online following his arrest over an alleged break-in at a Baton Rouge business. DeJounte Wings.
Oh, no.
Real name. Well, no, I guess not. 27-year-old social media personality with nearly 300,000 followers on Instagram was arrested after police accused him of breaking into a Take 5 oil change location. Police
I think
say
he drank the oil.
Damn, dude. He has got a look. Police said Wings broke a garage window, entered the business, went through the office area, and found a safe before allegedly taking $200 in cash.
So he's a comedian, though?
Instagram comedian.
Instagram comedian? What does that mean? He can't get in
It
the
means he
comedy
posts
club?
reels occasionally.
Oh.
But there's no way this dude, he
He's
couldn't open a safe.
Have you watched them? Are they funny?
I have not seen this guy
Oh,
before.
okay.
I just saw him and thought, well, this has got to be like Beetlejuice's cousin or something.
Yeah, but how could he focus on like a combination on a safe? Like he couldn't look
He
directly.
can focus on anything.
Yeah.
He's got peripheral vision.
Wow.
He's got prey eyes.
Wings.
Like a gazelle.
He
Name
has
was Wings. Is that what you said, Lance?
Yeah,
Wings.
Wings. He has been charged with simple burglary and criminal damage to property. His arrest quickly gained attention online after the mugshot was shared with millions of people.
I can only imagine the comment section.
The Baton Rouge influencer, known online for comedy sketches, which he posts under the Instagram name Wings Too Funny. His arrest has become a viral topic, with many users reacting to both the mugshot and the small amount of cash he is accused of stealing.
$200. That's a lot of effort for $200 and a lot of jail time.
Well, his
probably,
quote
for $200.
was, "Back to basic can't stop God's plan." So maybe God's plan was to put him in an orange jumper.
I don't know. Generally, you don't find that in the Bible, but we'll see.
So he's
He's not going to see anybody coming up on him in prison.
So if you take his look and the fact that he's in jail, he's now Admiral Akbar.
Admiral behind the bar?
No,
He's behind the bar.
You know, he really is the black version of John Matuzak in the Goonies. What was the guy's name in the
Can't
Goonies?
remember.
Sloth.
Yeah, Sloth. A man was attacked, saw this video, injured by an alligator while trying to escape authorities during a DWI investigation in Louisiana on Sunday. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Pretty incredible. According to the Louisiana State Police, the driver of a Toyota Supra.
Just when you pulled up the picture, I first thought that was an aerial of an island.
So did I.
And I was like, God, he's going to escape off this island? Does that look like trees in forest? I was like, okay, I'm up on this. Okay, he's got to get off this island.
That's right.
So this guy was driving a Toyota Supra. The driver is accused of striking a concrete barrier, blowing out the car's tires. Driver was later found by troopers on Interstate 310 in St. Charles. Now, troopers conducted a traffic stop, spoke with the driver, identified right there as 40-year-old Victor Rivas. Now, after troopers determined he showed signs of impairment, that's when he jumped from the elevated portion of the I-310 into the swamp. He was then seen walking onto another highway, according to state police.
With only one leg.
Rivas jumped back into the swamp to evade police and was attacked by an alligator.
Yeah.
Both of Rivas' arms were injured in the attack. Despite his injury, state police say Rivas continued to run before he was apprehended with the use of a drone.
You got no legs, Captain.
It would have been hopping, not running,
Yes.
right?
Lieutenant Dan?
And finally, prep for the 2026 World Cup has taken a scary turn for Switzerland as the team's training camp in San Diego has become infested with venomous rattlesnakes.
Keep you on your toes.
Now, Switzerland will kick off the World Cup on the 13th, taking up their base in San Diego. Ahead of the tournament, though, the Swiss national team has been concerned by various signage around the facility, which warns of snakes being in the area.
Dressing area, gym area, snake area. What's the problem? Goalkeeper area? If everybody stays in their area, there's no problem.
Yeah, why in the hell would you go to the snake area?
Look how dangerous.
Right here. Don't go out into any of this.
But hey, you know where it is. Look how, look how
Why am I
dangerous.
dressing so close to the snake area?
Look how dangerous the snake area.
I
Make sure
got it.
everything's
You gotta
normal
take
colors.
off your shorts real close to the snakes.
I didn't think snakes were a problem in San Diego. Now, they're saying in the snake area that you see on the far right, or depending on where you're looking, the far right part of the screen, there are 4 types of venomous snakes that prowl that area. That includes the South Pacific rattlesnake, the red diamond rattlesnake, the speckled rattlesnake, and the sidewinder.
Yeah. I'm kind of with Tyler here. Why did we put the dressing area right on the border of the snake area? Could the dressing area not move over near our training facilities sign right there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to have my dogs out,
That's right.
lacing up my boots.
Right
as
by the
they
snake
say.
area. Yeah.
Right by the snake area.
That's right.
I'm going to be changing shorts and compressions right by the snake
Yeah,
area.
we had plenty of room over here by the parking lot, but nope.
And we got this one field set up where we're kicking balls that are going to miss that goal and go into the snake area.
Tommy got to go get another one.
Yeah,
Man, it's got to suck to be that intern that has
No.
to go out there and shag
Yeah.
balls
Yeah.
all day.
John, I know you're still getting venom sucked out of your leg, but there's another ball out there.
Tony missed the goal again.
Dang it, they're $400 a piece. You got to go get one.
That was the one with the computer chips in it. Well,
Can you go get that one to put it back on charge?
That one was fully charged. We're going to need it back.
Yeah. Can you do a list of soccer World Cup soccer real World Cup soccer players or people who have been in trash in the last year? just shots, headshots.
Well, the headshots would probably give it away. I'd probably have to go just names.
Yeah, just names.
Because as soon as you see like the fade with the undercut with the dye in
Yeah,
it, it's gonna be
you
like,
know.
well, that's a soccer player.
Yeah, it's going to be
And
World
literally
Cup.
I don't
Tyler,
know. Have you seen some of the mugshots?
How good are the Swiss going to be? I got them in the third round of our draft.
I mean, the team's not great, but they got a good-looking flag. That's a
They do have a good
plus.
flag.
Well, what was the team when you were coming up with the college football equivalent? There was one that said is the best team on paper. Do you remember who that was? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that.
Oh, the best team on paper, according to things I've read, has got to be France or Spain.
Portugal.
I
don't
would
know.
lead
No,
France out of those three, but
I saw like top 10 players. France has got like 3 of them. I mean, Vegas odds right now, Spain is your favorite, then France. Then England.
The mathematician that's correctly picked the past 3 World Cup winners has selected Jim's team, the Netherlands, to win. And they are not a favorite at all.
My second team.
They're not.
Oh, yeah, right, your second team after Alabama. Excuse me, America.
Yeah, Alabama/America. By the way, as we start today, Brazil has won 5 World Cups, but not since 2002. Germany's won 4, but 2014. Italy's won 4, 2006.
Didn't qualify.
Argentina's won 3, 2022.
Well, Italy didn't get in?
Isn't that
I bet
crazy?
somebody got fired for that one.
France has won 2, 2018. Uruguay's won 2, but hasn't won one since 1950. Are they even still a country?
They're due.
England's only won 1.
I know.
1966.
Let's go, Harry Kane. I got them in my first round.
They are the Texas of this event.
Yeah, they will not win this thing. Spain.
They'll choke.
That's what you wanted.
Spain's won 1, 2010.
Yeah.
And that's it. Those are the only countries that have won 1.
Well, you would think there are more countries, but you only do it every 4 years, so it does, reduce.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 countries have won the World Cup.
Spain, according to the robot, has a 15.5 to 16% chance, the best odds. France next between 14 and 14.5.
But look at that, Brown. 8 have won the World Cup. 6 of those have won them in this century since 2000.
Yeah.
According to the robot, the U.S. has a 1.7% chance of winning this thing.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah, doors open.
It all starts today, 2 o'clock, Mexico and South Africa. Whatever the goal total is in the second half, play the over. That's when Mexico scores their goals.
Okay.
The second half, because of the altitude and the heat. South Africa can't handle it. Mexico, whatever it is, all their goals in the second half, or the majority of their goals in the second half, which could be 2. That's the show today. We're back with you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time. Right now, dropping a brand new OG kickoff with Connor and Will. They've got everything for you. With that includes a great college football insider on today's show that you want to check out. You can get that on today's new show. And tomorrow morning, live at 8 a.m. Central, Lance and Connor O'Gara start a new show called The Connor O'Gara Show. And that's at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Well named, The Connor O'Gara Show, tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I would imagine on The Connor O'Gara Show, you get a lot of Connor O'Gara.
His name's right there.
Yeah.
Big Clark Productions.
8 o'clock tomorrow, Connor O'Gara, The Connor O'Gara Show. All that's happening with the OG kickoff. So go check that out, both on the recorded platform and the live platform starting tomorrow. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.